Hooray.
Public.
Hey, are we alive?
We are barely alive, yes.
Yeah.
I say that, I'm actually doing fine, but barely alive sounds more fun to say, I think.
I
I don't know.
ironically could not get to my sword class yesterday because I was having phantom pain, which I believe was secondary to the Terry Fox run, which I did on Friday.
Oh,
That
okay.
The irony being that Terry Fox is a famous Canadian amputee who had cancer and like ran across the entire country, like almost like Forrest Gump style.
Oh.
And yeah, and like so there's a run that we do every year, and I wasn't gonna do it. I was like, it's probably not worth like risking the integrity of my leg. But I was like, well, I mean, it is the Terry Fox run, so I guess like, hey, I'm a cripple is probably not the best excuse to not do it. So I did, but yeah, no, then I was getting like phantom pain spasms for pretty much most of yesterday, which
Aye.
was not fun. But
That
they're
does
okay
not
now.
sound fun, no. First chat message. How about the Nintendo Direct, eh? I
Yeah,
mean,
we were
Mark,
talking
if
about
you
it
if
a
you
bit.
want to run that back from what you just told me offline, I guess,
Yeah.
because I haven't
So
seen
I
it.
mean, I guess like on the positive side, I did learn the one thing that I was hoping I would learn at this, which was Metroid Prime 4's release date. And yeah, it's further away than I was expecting. I figured it would probably be sometime in November, and it's going to be December 4th. But I guess the good news for that is it kind of gives us time, or like we don't have another video game lined up, I believe, after Ninja Gaiden 4 for covering on Forge. So at least, yeah, it'll be a little easier scheduling wise. But yeah, that was pretty much the only thing I found interesting. I did find it a bit weird that they showed some big open world areas where like Samus is riding around on a motorcycle. Kind of wish they didn't show that in the trailer if it was going to end up being something that was cool and good. But I guess they had to because they made an amiibo of it as well, like their little
Of
plastic
course.
figures. And yeah, and then other than that, they did release Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 on, I believe, Switch as well as Switch 2, although I'm not sure. It might just be Switch 2. I'm pretty sure there's no reason it shouldn't be on Switch. But the good news for that is they're not locking it behind a Nintendo Online subscription, expansion pass, whatever thing. So you can actually buy it $40 a piece. So if you want to have the two Nintendo Wii
What a
Mario
steal.
platformers, that's $80 USD for both of them, which is a fair amount of money for games that have been around for quite some time. You know, Nintendo still they're still being Nintendo in that regard. And other than that, there wasn't really anything I found interesting about that direct, at least as far as like looking at I didn't watch every second of it, but I like even just looking at the announcements, and that was the other thing SF Brew just mentioned in the chat there. They did announce another classic Nintendo console would be added to the Nintendo Online service, and I got Metal to try guessing them, and he did not come to Virtual Boy as a guess right away because no
Of
one would
course
have
not.
thought that
Why?
that would be a good idea.
Who would ever guess
And
Virtual Boy except they do memes like, did they do Virtual Boy Labao? And then you just say, yes, they did. It's like, oh.
yeah, Virtual Boy is a system that many people my age have played because it would be at like a Toys R Us or a video store or something like that, a demo unit. You'd play it there for 10 minutes, it would give you a headache, and then you decide to never touch that thing again. It's all like
Yeah.
wireframe graphics and sort of primitive VR tech. It was, I guess, the first affordable at your home VR system, but
I
not a lot
guess,
of
yeah.
reasons to not a lot of reasons to get it. So I don't think I knew a single person at my elementary school or something that owned it or wanted it even. It was a system that didn't really sell. But I think they added compatibility for that over, say, I don't know, like 3DS, Nintendo DS, like any of their other systems that aren't on that service that people might actually want to play a fair amount of those games. And my theory is that they did it because they could sell a really cheap plastic VR headset bracket that you slide your Switch display into for
Hmm.
$100 US. And yeah, like then I mean people are kind of mentioning in the chat as well things like 30 DLC that are being announced for games before they release. Apparently Donkey Kong Bonanza already got a DLC and it's been out for like less than a month, which when that happens, all I can think of is like, okay, so that was probably just cut content from the main game. Like, otherwise, why not at least wait till Christmas, to be like, hey, if you have Donkey Kong Bonanza and you really liked it, but you played it and then finished it, and like towards the season where you're thinking about what new video games you're going to play here, you can play more of that. But no, it's like it's there pretty much a couple weeks after the launch of the game. So I don't know, man. Nintendo is they're getting to a level of like, hey, let's just milk these people for whatever they're worth, which is becoming comical to me almost. And I still can't believe there's as many people who flat out defend them as there are, because it's like, man, you people, the ones who care about Nintendo that much, should be the ones who want them to not be pulling shit like this so that they can remain a beloved company that everyone likes. Because I think as time goes on, there's the percentage of people who really, really love Nintendo and will follow them into hell. It's gonna start decreasing. They'll be fine for quite a while, but like, and even things like the ports of the sort of PS4 era games and stuff, like Cyberpunk is apparently playable, but you're still looking at the most playable thing aspect you'll get it to is like 40 frames a second. So
ooh, wow.
It's like, yeah, I guess that's okay if you're talking about like a mobile version of Cyberpunk, but it also is not at all the ideal way to play that game. Like there's
No.
several platforms that you can play Cyberpunk on that you're going to have a better experience. The Resident Evil RE Engine games are all coming to it, and I think that they'll probably perform pretty well. Like Resident Evil, the remakes of 2, 3, and 4, as well as 7, 8, and upcoming 9. But RE Engine is pretty well optimized for like lower end tech. It's terrible for open world games, as evidenced with Dragon's Dogma 2 that we covered on this show, and Monster Hunter Wilds that neither of us wanted to play because of how shit it ran. And but it is pretty good. Like a Devil May Cry 5, Resident Evil 2 remake, those ran at like a locked 60 FPS on like base PS4, which I think Switch 2 is comparable to power wise. So I think those will be fine. But I really don't think there's going to be a whole lot of people buying third-party games on Switch 2. And with things like Steam Deck being out there and PC gaming increasing in popularity, I don't think there's going to be as many people that are finding small indie games on the Nintendo eShop, and that being a thing that's like driving their sales the way it did for the Switch 1. So
yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see where Nintendo's at in the next couple years, but I think they're making some pretty bad choices as far as the way they're treating their customers, and I do think it will eventually bite them in the butt. Oh, and a new Mario movie's coming out too.
I still haven't seen the other one.
That was all right.
I heard that it was okay. Yes. I wish I had an audience like Nintendo. Mine talks about how my movies suck. Is this how Metalcommander feels? Yes. Yes.
Well, I mean, Nintendo has those people too. It's just they get they get lambasted by the people who think Nintendo is the absolute best example that the game industry should be following behind, and that they march to the beat of their own drum. But that's because it's the best beat, and I'm just like, I don't know. I think they're kind of the worst. I think they're a lot less consumer friendly than Activision, EA, and Ubisoft, which is saying a lot. The only thing that's keeping them afloat is when they do release a good game, it tends to be very good. And that's not for nothing. Like that's good. You should be doing that. But I think you can do that while also thinking about how much money your player base has and how much more money you can make by them buying like 3 or 4 games in the span of 6 months as opposed to 1.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of Nintendo Switch 2 players who aren't going to be shelling out 80 USD for every single one of their games that comes out. And like, I don't know what the price point on the Mario Tennis game they announced is, but I could see a lot of people buying Mario Tennis for 40, 50 bucks. I don't know how many of them are going to buy it for 70 or 80 though.
Probably still enough for them to justify the price, I guess. Those
Maybe.
Sales need to drop quite a bit before they go down. It's kind of interesting because actually I've been hearing news about WWE just raising their prices even more, even though everything is like super expensive for when you want to go to a show or something. Anyway, and they're like, yep, we can still make more money. And that's because they are a publicly traded company. So they're just basically answering to the, you know, the big boys on top. And it's like, yeah, we can make even more money. And people are paying it. Like, they're like sold out almost all the time from what I understand. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, you sent me that thing of apparently Rhea Ripley got killed by Art the Clown on stage at the Nine Inch Nails concert. And I'm just like, wow, like I would have loved to have been there for that.
That would be funny, yeah. That was fun.
Not like a huge, I'm not a big wrestling fan, but like I'm aware of Rhea Ripley. She seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Art the Clown's awesome. And I love Nine Inch Nails, and they're an amazing band to see live.
So. She wanted to be in one of those movies for forever. So maybe she gets that because a lot of WWE wrestlers that are like on the top cards, they tend to get movies. I mean, like Cody Rhodes is in movies. He was like in the
Chris Jericho's in 2 and 3.
He was in 2 and 3, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's not out of the question, and that might happen for her still. Would be kind of fun. But yeah, also I saw the comparison with the Donkey Kong DLC, and then right next to it, just Silk Song, both $20, I think. It's just like,
yeah. I wonder which one has more content. Though I think I may have just gotten to the last boss of Silk Song.
Oh, I still got
the
so
three
much
things that
to do.
opened the way to the last thing, and then I fought the the one who's not Hornet, like Lace. So you fight her again at the top there, and then it says the way to the final encounter is clear. So yeah,
Nice.
but I've got like I think my current game time is like 52 hours. So
Boy,
Silk
oh boy.
Song is a pretty big game. If I wasn't on leave when it came out, I might not be nearly this far along.
Oh, I need to keep chipping away on that tomorrow, but I also need to go back to the editing mines. So I don't know what we do about a Silk Song Forge, because I've been spending a lot of time finishing games for Forges, and I haven't been doing any editing, and that's bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, even if we make it at the end of the year,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure that around the Game of the Year discussion thing, Silk Song will probably be coming up.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's hard to weigh a game like Silk Song against things like Expedition 33 and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 that are probably
I still haven't
my
finished that
top
either.
two right now. And yeah, and I don't know where exactly it would fall, but like I mean, I think it's why even I think it was last year, right? Yeah, like last year, my two top games were Metaphor Refantasio and Echo Point Nova, and they're so different that it's like, well, is one better than the other? And I'm like, I don't know, not really. They're not. It's weird to compare them against each other because aside from being in the same medium, they have nothing at all in common. Aaron there says though, speaking of Nine Inch Nails, are you excited for Tron Ares? Don't really care about the movie. Very excited about the soundtrack. Probably the same for Naughty Dog's new game because Nine Inch Nails is doing some of the music for that too. So it's like, yeah, no, I'm interested in the soundtrack, but
Yeah.
I don't really have any interest in Naughty Dog in general, and nothing about that new game has made me think, oh yeah, this is going to be the one to play.
But Space and Sony advertisement and Porsche or something. I don't know. They have so much advertisement in the Naughty Dog trailer they did.
Well, I mean, they recently said apparently it's their most expensive game yet.
Oh, good.
I don't know that they should be flexing that exactly.
Maybe it'll be the most shittest game again too. That would be nice. That would be nice. I wanted it to be good, but I doubt it.
Hey, I mean, you know, like the game's not out.
Yeah.
The main protagonist might seem kind of obnoxious in the trailer they showed, and I'm seeing her in a bunch of things looking exactly the same as she does in that game. Which I can only imagine will help break my immersion in that game as much as it does in like the Last of Us show. And then when I saw her as Jade in Mortal Kombat, I was like, so are they like, they're never just putting this person in a wig to make them look more like a character who isn't just the actress?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last of Us 2
maybe it'll
was
be
around,
great though. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Last of Us 2 was around 220 million and sold around 40% less than the first game, and it's remaster. Which remaster? The first, second, or third one?
Yeah, well, I mean, the chances are if I do play
God.
Intergalactic, it will be the first remaster because I'm done buying Sony games on PS5. I'm just waiting for the PC ports at this point. Although I guess that brings us along to, did you hear the Ghost of Yotei controversy?
I forgot already. I did hear something, but remind me.
Charlie Kirk, who's a conservative influencer that tragically was killed in the past week. After
tied to that, okay, I
there,
didn't hear about that connection.
well,
so go ahead.
there was a lead gameplay developer or something like that on Ghost of Yotei that posted some pretty unsavory things about their reaction to that event, and
great.
yeah, it got a lot of people really rallying against the game, and that person was subsequently fired, which I think for Sony and Sucker Punch, I think is the right move, because I mean, we don't want to veer too hard into political territory here, but I think celebrating the murder of anyone is not good. Like, I don't care if it's Charlie Kirk or Hassan Piker. Like, it doesn't matter. If they were killed, that would still be bad. It is not a good
Absolutely.
thing. So, I think even if you don't agree with the person, cheering on the fact that they were killed is messed up. So I think firing the person for that reason is the move. But yeah, that game already had a few things that people were like looking at as controversies for it, and now it's in an even rougher spot. So it's coming out next month on PS5, but I will probably still play it because I did like Ghost of Tsushima quite a lot. But again, I'm gonna wait for the PC port whenever that should happen.
Yeah, go for it.
But
So I still haven't played.
It's been an interesting week.
Still played the other one, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's quite good.
I heard
Ghost of Tsushima highly. In fact, the multiplayer in it's really solid as well. It's even got a raid.
Ooh.
But and I guess in other news, I played the closed beta of 2XKO, Riot's League of Legends fighting game. I think it's okay. It's got a bit of a weird control system in that there's no like movements that you do for like special moves. It's just like there's a special move button, and you hit that button in conjunction with the direction, and that will decide which of the special moves it does. There's a tag system in it that seems to work pretty well. I almost think that maybe it's not a very well-designed fighting game because I was getting like 5-win streaks in it playing against people online. So either I'm exceptionally good at it or everyone playing it is bad. But generally, games that are like very technical and high skill ceiling, I don't tend to do that well. So I was actually kind of surprised by how much I was winning. But yeah, I don't know. It looks good. And no, this would be 2XKO. Tokon, I don't think has any kind of beta for it yet, or at least not that I've heard of. But 2XKO beta is going on now, and I got pretty decent with the Ari Yasuo combo, and then decided to try the Jinx the like arcane duo of like Vi and Jinx, and doing pretty well with that as well. Vi is actually like really good. Like she's nice. Extremely powerful and fast. And yeah, played with Echo a bit too. And every character feels pretty good to use. I'm not 100% keen on the way the controls set up. I think it actually might be geared more towards playing with a controller, whereas I was playing with a fight stick, because you gotta use the triggers for a lot of like your super moves and stuff like that. And the triggers on the fight stick are in like there's 8 buttons on the fight stick, and they're the 2 in the lower right. So combining that with one of the 2 on the upper left it's a bit of a you gotta kind of do index finger pinky or like thumb pinky to get to them. And
yeah.
I know it's all right.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, and it's free too, so whenever it does come out, you can just play it as long as you don't mind installing the Riot anti-cheat.
Yeah, I mean, it's just on my PC because I play League with my friends like every Friday, and I when I first joined them again, I just kept uninstalling it again or deactivating it, and then someone's like, I just can't be asked to do that every fucking time. I'll just let it go, and then I feel like we lost that fight with that system deep kernel anti-cheat thing. Like everyone is basically using it now, which is annoying.
Or yeah, and not necessarily Vanguard, but they're using a version of it. Like I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Battlefield has one. I'd imagine Call of Duty does at this point now too. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
actually that was the reason why I couldn't play Battlefield on my Linux build, because
Oh, yeah.
the anti-cheat was just not supported by Linux. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Funny that you mentioned Battlefield. So I had a friendo over this weekend, and they're like, "Oh, what are you gonna play?" We also recycled all the old parts we've had and collected over time, because I got my relatively new build here and at my guest PC with my 1080. So obviously I still have my 6800 that I used before the 1970. I was like, oh, what am I gonna do with that? And my friend was like, hey, I updated my PC as well, my other one, so I have like parts that are not new, but they're better than your current guest PC ones. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can just have them for like $100. It was like a AMD 5600, some RAM, a motherboard, PSU, just some leftover parts. And we just threw that all in the one case. I bought a like $60-70 case from Fractal, and I put all the old parts in there with my 1080, and that went to the into the bedroom that I use now for my bedroom PC instead of a laptop. So that's a nice and quiet as well. That's like my old
Frankenstein build.
Well, it's basically just the old guest PC.
Well, no, Frankenstein build meaning like you take parts from a bunch
Oh,
of
right.
different things,
Yeah,
put them
yeah.
together, and then it's
Uh,
fun to make a Frankenstein build. Every so often you find you've upgraded a PC enough times that it's like, oh,
right. Yeah.
there's a whole new being here that I can just forge.
Yeah.
That's
Wasn't
the name
there
of
like
our show.
wasn't there like a word for it? Like something ship? If it's something is the thing
The
still.
Ship of Theseus?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
My brain just thought about that. But it's like my
if you
old
replace one plank on the deck, it's still the Ship of Theseus.
Right,
Replace two,
right.
it's still the Ship of Theseus. But what if you replace every plank on the deck and the mast and the sail?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the old one has like my old i7 in it, like my Intel 7. I don't even know what generation anymore, but it's been serving me well and still all works. So that just went back there. And if I have two friends over and we want to play something, I have like a PC that can probably play most of the things still on low with my 1080 1080 card. So yeah, because the 1080 series, the 10 series is absolutely goated, and Nvidia will never make that mistake again.
Yeah. And, Silksong was running it like in upstairs in my bedroom PC. That it's like aside from like my Steam Deck, it's like the weakest PC in the house. And I turned the frame cap off and like just set my hurt rate to 144, which is actually why I don't have the footage of me killing the first sinner, which was a great boss fight. Apparently, if a game's running at 345 FPS. And,
it's nothing left for the recording.
4 hertz. Because the recording it captures in 60 frames a second. So I think that's why I find if a game has a consistent frame rate and I cap it at 120, I can still get really clean footage. But if it goes above 120, then it starts to be an odd number for the 60 FPS to grab. So it'll look choppy despite the fact that there's more frames being captured. But because I wasn't capturing footage of Silksong, because I wasn't planning to make a video on it or anything, and it seemed to run at its max settings 4K no problem, I was like, okay, I'll play this at 144. And and it didn't it definitely borked the footage, which sucks, because I would have loved to have posted that first sinner kill, because that was one hell of a boss fight. The first sinner is found in the slab. You need the key of the apostate to get to her, and yeah, it's a good fight. You just get a spell for killing her, so you don't like need to fight her. But it's I recommend it. It's probably the best boss fight in the game so far.
Nice. I already did the worst one, I'm pretty sure, so I'm good.
Which one?
Fucking piece of shit beast fly.
Oh yeah.
Fuck that fight. Those ads. If those ads wouldn't be there, it would be a perfectly fine fight. But Jesus fucking Christ.
Is the one the poison one in Bilewater?
What?
Is the poison one in Bilewater, or is this the one that's over in Greymore? Like,
I don't remember.
It's
the big fly.
Do you fight it out? Well, I think you fight two beast flies though. And yeah, and I think, or is it a beast fly? It might have been just some kind of frog monster. Anyways, there was a similar thing that I fought recently that the run back on that one was actually pretty rough.
Okay.
It's yeah, you get okay at it.
In the
but,
Hunter's March and the far field, someone chats as SF says.
Hunter's March in the forest.
Same fly, just different locations. Oh, good, another one.
Yeah, I guess the Hunter's March. That's the one in Greymore, right? Like at the bottom left section of Greymore.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
It's rainy and it's outside. You can get an NPC to help you with that one. I forget Zara and I forget the guy's name, but it's like a guy who rides around on a little fly and he has a spear.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh well, I mean,
I'm not super far into the game. I have like so much game left.
No, I mean, it's in that area. Like I think it's a side quest that's like right around the beast fly. That if you get this side quest finished, you can get the guy, like the little knight who rides around on a fly to help you. Or not on a fly, on like a bug.
I mean, I only saw him once, and he went away. He didn't help me so far. He was just kind of hanging out, wanted to fight.
Oh, well, I mean, he's standing right outside the beast fly fight, and it's just you talk to him. It's almost like a summon in a Dark Souls game. Although,
he definitely wasn't there for me, so he might be in the other one. I don't know. He hasn't done anything for me.
Interesting thing design-wise, though, like we talked about this a bunch on the EFAP thing, is the boss never seems to like directly target the NPC. Okay. So he's just kind of there helping you get a little bit of extra damage in and doesn't really do that much. So I was just kind of playing that thinking like, wow, this is not really hurting this experience at all. Like it's just, there's a guy running around that if anything, it makes it a bit more difficult, like being a 2D side-scrolling game, just because there's a bit more visual noise on the screen. So you have to be making sure that you're not mixing him up with one of the enemy attacks and I thought that it was in a way that I didn't feel like it spoiled the experience at all, and it just was a little bit of a helping hand. But if you want to hear us talking about how summons disrupt Souls game fights, EFAP part 1 of the episode 350. We talk about it for a significant amount of time.
Absolutely. Oh, wait, I was talking about something Battlefield related, and then I talked about my PC, and now Silksong. We were wondering, so we're playing some 2042, because my friendo still wanted to get one of those free skins you can get for Battlefield 6 when it comes out. When we were done with that, I was like, what am I going to play now? I was like, we should just play Battlefield 5 again. I was like, I don't have that on the guest PC yet. And it's, he has it on Origin, or EA app now. It was Origin before. And I got it on Steam, so he couldn't use the Steam network stuff. And I was like, hey, what about Battlefield 3? Let's try to play that. And it's like 30 gigs or something. And
does Battlefield 3 still work?
It still works. There's still a bunch of servers that are full with the popular map rotation. And battle logs still exists online. You can still go onto your battle log and see all your stats from fucking 2013, 2014. It goes up all the way to to Battlefield 4, which is kind of fun. And I mean, we played that for a couple of rounds. It was kind of fun. I had to fuck around with Punkbuster a bit because it didn't update itself to like the newest version it needed. So I had to like uninstall it, get a new one, blah 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 blah. But when I got it to work, it ran fine. So very serviceable game. Pretty fun stuff.
Yeah, I think I played Battlefield 3 on PlayStation 3.
Oh boy.
It's been a while since I played Battlefield 3.
Yeah, but that's I mean, other than that, you've seen me play all the things I've been playing on stream. We finished a round of Peak on Wednesday with Kree and the other boys. And I played Silksong on Monday, and I'll probably do the same tomorrow. Play more Silksong, but yeah.
Yay.
Also, for anyone who's not aware, I mean, it's clearly not activated if you see the stream and you're in here right now. YouTube did like a weird thing with a restricted mode, which it also turned on for people randomly. And what happens when that's on, it just filters out every video that AI deems to be mature out of your feed, so you can't see it. When you activate it and go to my channel, there is a grand total of 0 things left. No videos, no streams, no nothing.
Does it at least say something like
No, it's
hidden
just
due to mature
empty.
content?
No, the
Anything like
channel
that?
is just completely empty. There's just
Wow.
nothing on there. Just an empty channel with over 10,000 subscribers that just is there, empty.
Feel we'd be like, oh, this guy's being boosted by YouTube. He doesn't even have a single video. And
Yeah.
he got 10,000 subs. Industry plant.
So yeah, I mean, I've seen the video Red Letter Media made about it. They've been feeling some things happening, like just half the views or something on their best videos that normally do very well. And like a ton of other like big creators are like, I'm missing like half of my audience on every video or something. I don't know. I don't really have any good numbers if anything is happening to me. I thought something was happening on Wednesday, but I think they did part 2 EFAP, so I guess a lot of people are watching that as well. I don't know. Maybe check if it's on for you and it's doing stuff, and tell people that's a thing that happens, because that's annoying. And they also did something really funny and sad. They put out a tweet that says, "Your hard work does not go unnoticed." They tweeted that on their YouTube Twitter account after they implemented that, and it got like community notice. Like, in fact, it does go unnoticed because of restricted mode. So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I guess like, did they just give the old think of the children reason behind doing that?
I don't know. I mean, that's always like the reason, I guess, they come forward with, but they already have a kids section, so I don't know why they keep doing this. They just go back to 2013 when everything worked fine and they showed me the things that I wanted to see.
Oh man, to go back to 2013, I'd have 2 legs.
Woo!
Awesome.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just YouTube doing YouTube things, and I mean, at least they reverted the whole stupid thing with the name, so now everybody's normal name is back. So that's good.
Oh yeah.
That happened like sometime beginning of the week, end of last week or something.
I just noticed it now that you mentioned it. I guess it's the Futurama God thing. If you're doing everything right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all.
The funny thing is, it actually happened during a stream of mine. Like, all of a sudden, it went from @ blah 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 to normal names, and it was like, hey, hang on a second, is this right? I was like, yeah. They switched it up and rolled it
just
out.
such a simple thing for them to just make at the discretion of the user. It's like, if you want to do the ats and see the ats and not the thing, it's just that's what you see. But make it so that at least streamers who know people by names, like screen names, can just be consistent about knowing who is who.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Because I mean, really, I guess the only people who would need it to be the ats would be people who get a lot of troll viewers that are changing their names constantly to mess with them, right? Like,
yeah, but you can.
was like, is that the vast majority of people who stream on YouTube? I feel like it's probably not, right? Because you need a big enough following for trolls to even care about you for that to be a problem. And I don't know. And then I think that, like, are there that many people who have what's the term they use for sort of regular viewers that are trolls? There's a word for it. Ops? Is it ops, or is that something else?
I can't think of it right now. For some reason, I think of detractors, but that's just the channels themselves when they make like videos about you, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's a name for the chatters. Maybe chat knows their name for chatters that maybe they do it themselves. Maybe they're all little fucking trolls.
I thought I was hip to the lingo, but maybe not.
Damn it. Who else will
My old man is showing.
Imagine thinking Moodle is mature. I know, it's silly. I say so many dumb things all the time. Oh well. Good old YouTube doing YouTube things. But, in any case, That's your just a little yapping about for, I don't know, half an hour or whatever, about what's been going on, things are happening. But we also got the fun little movie to talk about today.
Yeah, we watched a film.
And this was another one that Marc found and was like, we should watch and talk about this. And I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. And now we're here. And I watched it.
Yeah.
Moodless Hour DSP. How dare you? I don't even beg for money enough to do that.
We probably could do another 10 minutes on DSP's adventures in Silk Song.
God. He got cucked by that trapped bench. I got hit by it as well. I was like, wait, did that just happen? Is this like a one-time thing? And then it happened again. But I dodged the second one. And then I went to the left and found the thing, and I went on the bench. He went to the left, but didn't jump, and didn't find the entry, and then just went away and was annoyed, and then died.
Yeah, I mean, this game is testing the patience of some people. I saw like a big post going around Twitter where people were saying like, yeah, this game just doesn't respect your time at all, and it's like, I guess in reference to the boss runs. And honestly, like 2 of the boss runs have seemed notably long to me so far, and even then, it's like 30 seconds to a minute. It's not like they're not that bad. It's not like this is your whole day now getting back to this boss. So I don't know. I don't agree with that take, especially because the 2 difficult ones that I've encountered both force you to kind of get better at the platforming than you probably were, especially if that boss run is all of a sudden a super long one for you. Because once you get better at it, it gets a lot shorter, and then you're better at jumping around in the game. And there's some pretty intense jumping puzzles in this game, so those lessons are valuable. But yeah. Anyways, the Void.
Yeah, it's a bit of a spooky one, horror you might say. Yeah, even though it's not Spooktober yet, we're doing it anyway because we're loco like that. We're crazy.
Yeah.
Cosmic horror shenaniganders. I'm just clicking the buttons here, so things are happening in the background. Because the first thing you see is a dead body. It's pretty cool. Just some legs on the floor. It's like, oh, awesome. And then a door with a triangle on it, and someone just runs out. And then a second lady runs out of the house as well. And you're like, oh boy, what's going on? And then the lady gets shot by a guy and then set on fire. It's like, oh god, what's happening? We're not wasting any time. And yeah, we got these 2 guys. Not chasing the other guy, because apparently he's already hurt, and he thinks he's not gonna get far. And they, as I said, they set the lady on fire.
Oh yeah, and at first, like at least the way I came across this game is it was just on a random list of like horror movies that it's recommended you watch, kind of thing. Like I kind of felt like watching some new horror movies. This was just on a list of many and I decided, whatever, like I'll check this one out. Didn't know anything about it at all. So this intro scene kind of makes me think this is about like these 2 killers that are like hunting people down and burning them. And that is not what this movie's about. Like it's actually a pretty good red herring if you're not going to, obviously, like if you watch this entire podcast, you're gonna know quite a bit about what this movie actually is. But it really creates kind of an interesting vibe if you go in thinking that this movie is about like psychopaths that are like either murdering people or chasing people down, when the one hint that there is more going on at the end of this scene is you see like a dude in a robe with a triangle just on the black triangle on the face of this white robe. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And that kind of made me think like, oh, okay, so maybe this is like some satanic cult stuff. Like, and I kind of enjoy cult horror, so I was like, okay, this could still be pretty cool.
Could also be Squid Game.
Members of the cult.
Squid Game.
Yeah, this is the Squid Game sequel that never was.
Yeah. Tentacles and triangles? Yeah, they got it all, man. They got it all.
But yeah, just I thought it was quite interesting going into this movie not knowing anything and thinking about what that first scene implied. Because by the time you get to the end of this movie, it's like, wow, the scope of this was far larger than I was thinking.
Right. Oh, then we just have a little intro sequence showing the town a little bit. Just a small little town. I think it's Marsh County. I think it was. It's what it was called. Where we were at, and yeah, and then get the title crawl. The void. Ooh, spooky. Falling into the void. But we also got now our protagonist, policeman guy. I swear to God, I had his name during the first 2 seconds.
Daniel?
Daniel, right? Thank you. Yes. Jesus Christ. See, this is why am I so bad with these names? Why did it just go away?
I mean, we cover a lot of movies. It's a lot of different character names. It's reasonable.
It just annoys me every time it happens. That's why. Yeah, Daniel Carter. The there we go.
He was a state trooper.
Yes.
And he seems to be having a pretty just normal day.
Yeah, he's just out here in the woods. He's kind of just hanging out. I'm actually not entirely sure what he's doing here.
It's probably just his patrol position, maybe waiting to see if someone like speeding by or anything like that.
Okay, I have legit no idea how it works, so that's why I'm asking now.
I mean, I guess I don't know how it exists in what was the name of the county again?
I think it's Marsh County.
Marsh County, but I would assume that if he's just sitting there on the side of the road and kind of just doing banter with the dispatch lady, he's probably just he was told to go be in that position there in case something happens. So if they get a 911 call in that area, he's then to go to that, whereas otherwise he's just there, and if someone seems to be drunk driving or something, he can go pull them over.
Yeah. And I guess luckily for our guy that ran away, that they thought will not make it for long, he just kind of falls in front of the police car, which is very lucky for him, but also kind of unlucky for our main protagonist. So we're definitely doing like the initial thing that happens, the incident. It's like, yeah, that's
inciting incident.
Inciting incident. Jesus, yeah, there you go, man. My brain is very brainy, or not brainy.
It's okay. It's good to have a brainy brain.
Yeah,
better than a brawny brain.
And yeah, he's like, hey, what'd you do? And have a big night out? And he's like, oh, hang on, dispatch. There's just some drunk guy here, some teenager. But then he sees immediately, it's like, oh shit, he's hurt. It's like, all right, let's get him in the car, put on the lights, and get him there. And it's like, well, where am I gonna bring that guy? It's like, well, the closest emergency services. I guess he's also in Marsh County when the emergency service is there, right? The hospital. So it doesn't really matter that much. But it's like, yeah, we got that one, but they're already moving, so they're not the best one right now, but they're on duty. And it's like, well, there must be another one, right? Where is that? It's like, oh, it's that one, but that's like another 20 minutes. I was like, oh well, fine. Call the Marsh County guys that I'm on the way. I'm bringing the guy in.
Yeah, and it seems like he does not particularly want to go to this hospital.
Yeah.
And we soon find out why.
Yeah. And he goes inside and brings him in. It's like, well, can I get some help here? And we learn now immediately, it's like, wait, this dispatch, did they not call you in? It's like, no, we didn't get a call. And at this point, you're like, wait, the fuck, why didn't get a call? That's weird.
Yeah, like he's like, even the way he reacts, he's like, can I get some help here? Like, what the fuck? Like, instead of bringing in a guy who's bleeding, you guys are just doing your own thing and not there with a stretcher ready to transfer this patient who is not arriving via ambulance. Like, what's up?
Yeah, and this is where we see Beth for the first time, who's like on the counter waiting for people to come in if anything happens. And it's like, hey, what's the situation with this guy? It's like, well, he's bleeding, Beth. And it's just like a little bit passive aggressive. It's like, okay, what's going on here? There's seems a bit tense in here, but
Yeah,
we
like
can
I think
we'll
part
get.
of it is like he doesn't really know exactly, and he's like, "Well, I mean, like I found a guy on the road who was bleeding. I called it into dispatch. They told me to bring him here, and like, aren't you guys the medical staff who should be figuring out exactly what's wrong with him?" Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's a little frustrated, and part of it is that he's a bit uncomfortable to be at this particular hospital because of one of the other people who works there.
Yeah. Well, they get him wherever the fuck they bring him into a room, and we see two other characters. We got trainee lady and I guess some random patient or a patient. So she's called Kim. She's still like an
Kim, played
apprentice
by,
or in training.
played by Ellen Wong, who is Knives Chow in the Scott Pilgrim movie. I haven't seen her in much else other than
okay,
that, but
interesting.
I was
That's
like, oh,
fun.
Knives Chow. How about that?
Uh,
She does do other movies.
yeah, I don't really know what the relationship between those two is. It doesn't matter. This one guy is not going to be here for long anyway, so
Yeah.
I
mean,
assume
I
they're
think
like
that it's
friends or something.
I think it's that like she's a young like nursing student and she might like have a crush on him or something because she seems to want to be hanging out talking to him and he doesn't really have any interest in her at all though.
Yeah, I mean, he also looks
He's still
very
like, yeah,
pale and is probably sick. Well, I
yeah.
mean, obviously he's in the hospital, but yeah, she's like, well, I'm just in training though still. So here, they have like a picture of degloving, and he's like, I don't really want to see that, thank you.
Yeah, and you don't want to see degloving in real life either. It's pretty
No,
gross.
I've seen Gerald's Game. I've seen some degloving in movies.
Ah.
That's well, that was fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Hello?
Yes. Hello. Hi.
Oh, no, I heard a USB beep, so I was like,
Oh, okay.
Is that me disconnecting or something?
No, this is not Enter the Void from 2010. No,
Just The Void,
The Void
2016.
2016.
Not a huge Hollywood movie or anything like that.
No,
Seems like kind
from
of
what I
an
understand,
indie-ish horror movie.
the props were funded via Indiegogo, actually.
Huh.
Yeah, so there you go. That's a little tidbit for you. And we got some other characters here. We got the he calls him Danny Boy, not Daniel, but I guess that's just a nickname. I just saw that.
Nickname, yeah.
Yeah, we got the Brigante lady. I think she was Maggie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And I think the guy is called, I don't even know. He's not in this movie.
Grandpa?
He's just called Grandpa. Yeah, he's Grandpa. But yeah, she's pregnant. I was like, he's kicking up a storm in there, but I don't really. Oh man, this is annoying with the whole moving stuff. I want to bring her here all the time, over there, blah blah blah. Just a little bit of banter, and you know.
And
like,
funny enough, foreshadowing that you don't realize on a first viewing at all.
wait, foreshadowing with what? Oh, you mean
That
the
baby
flickering?
up a storm.
Oh, okay, right. Absolutely. Then Kim walks past and just gives Danny like a little nod. It's like, "Yep, hello." In the meantime, the crazy guy from the woods that he found is kind of going crazy in his bed. And you're like, "Oh God, no, let me go!" Then we got the big doctor man, Richard, and all the rest of the people. We got like Beth and Allison, right? That's the other.
Yeah,
lady's name.
Allison is Daniel's estranged wife.
Exactly. Yeah, they're just kind of trying to tie him down and give him some sedatives. And I guess in hindsight, you now know why he's kind of freaking out.
Yeah.
Because he's
at first you might actually think that he's just like really, really scared of the murderer guys,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's not the only thing he's afraid of.
yeah. But they also point out that he's no stranger to needles.
Yeah.
And Daniel's like, oh, he fucking bled on me. God damn it.
It's almost like a similar joke to in Weapons. They like, do you have AIDS?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, Beth also points out, like, oh, Kim, I know it's not your favorite thing to be here, but you've been transferred, so you better do some boxing of things so we can move it. And, yeah, I don't know. They're just kind of giving us some tidbits here. Got a little conversation between...
It seemed like she was at a better hospital, and now she's at this small hospital that also had recently had a big fire that we'll learn more about later. But Knives Chow does not particularly want to be at this hospital. Neither does Daniel, because his wife is there, who he's not in a great spot with right now due to a miscarriage that happened. So there's a lot of people who, off the bat, before anything gets scary, don't want to be at this place.
Right. So yeah, these two they just mentioned, the wife and Daniel. They have a little conversation. It's like, oh, you're never gonna get that thing out of your shirt. It's like, oh, I can do my own laundry, and just a little tense.
He's using like the antiviral wipes to like, try to get the blood off his shirt, and she's just like, yeah, it's not gonna work. And that's more for just like wiping down a hospital bed.
Yeah. Then Richard comes around. It's like, oh, am I interrupting? It's like, no, it's fine. I'm just gonna go check on the intern if anything's happening. Funnily enough, she says she's checking if anyone murdered her or something. But Richard tells Daniel, yeah, he's our guest is hurt, but pardon me, that he's not badly hurt. But it's going to be a while until I talk to him because we sedated him. And he also points out, it's like, you should be gentle with Allison. She's still coming to terms with what has happened.
Yeah.
And then they do it.
I guess I buried the lead on.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, he does the, as you know, there's nothing worse than losing a child. I was like, okay, you didn't need to put the as you know in there. I just hate that.
Most people can do the math on that.
It's just. Then he points out, it's like, when we lost Sarah, it was a mess, and that it took him a long time to come back to terms with it and just function. And that's his child that he lost at some point.
The doctor, the head doctor of this place, also lost a child.
Yes. And there we have our current people going out and doing doing their thingies. They're just kind of going around the place, checking out if anything is all right, and then he goes past a room, and he sees that Bev just put a fucking scissors into the guy we saw earlier's eye.
Yeah,
and killed him.
Guy who was talking to Knives.
Yeah. You just see her pulling it out of the thing, and Darren's like, Jesus Christ, Beth, what are you doing? And she turns around. She's like, that's not my face. And you see that she's been cutting off parts of her face and throws it on the ground. And he's like,
not the healthiest behavior.
Yeah, just kind of gets things off her face, and he's like, Bev, listen to me, put the scissors down, what is happening? And it's at this point, it's like, oh, is he like having like a weird dream right now of some sorts? And he's like, Bev, stop it. And she just kind of raises the scissors and goes towards him. He's like, no, Bev, stop it. And he's a trained policeman guy, state marshal, trooper?
State trooper.
Trooper. Jesus Christ, I need to get my head checked. He fucking shoots her on the spot because he's about to be attacked by scissors. And everyone is coming in and is like, oh shit, this is like real. That wasn't like a dream or anything. That just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh shit!" Everett's confused. Like, was that a gunshot by Cam? It's like, she attacked Daniel and the Robinson kid. I guess the guy is called Robinson something. And Daniel's really like, "Oh fuck, I gotta, call this in." Like, "Oh fuck, give me just a second." He's like, "No, it's fine. Calm down." And he's just kind of having a little bit of a panic attack of what just happened, and he has a little puke on the floor in the bathroom.
Quite reasonably so.
Oh yeah. He puts some water on his face, and he kind of just falls unconscious and has some kind of weird vision going on, like dark clouds and weird, I don't know, like an empty wasteland of ash or some sorts, and then some
30 FPS dream of Bloodborne.
Some cosmic stuff happening that looks like space, like a space clouds, and yeah, it's just, he's like, okay, something is going on here. I don't think this is just gonna be as straightforward as two people being killers.
Yeah.
I think something weird is going on. And we see Daniel wake up, and he just like, "Oh no, I'm fine." It's like, shit, oh fuck, I need to call this in. Like, how long have I been out for? It's like, oh, not long, but don't worry, another trooper is already here. It's like, what? Why is he already here? That's fucking weird. It's like, oh, it's because of the fucking guy you called in, because apparently there was some murdering happening in a little house somewhere in the middle of nowhere. And the guy apparently was there, and they tell him that, yeah, all the blood we saw on him, most of that wasn't his own. It's like, oh, okay. And yeah, we get introduced to Big Mitchell Man, the, I don't know, veteran state trooper, with his already taking notes. Like, yeah, there was like some crazy shit going on. We need to talk to that guy. I put some handcuffs on him, cuffed him onto the bed. And yeah, also Daniel just straight up tells like, oh yeah, the guy was already dead when I arrived, and then Beth started to attack me with scissors. I had to take her down. It's like, all right. The guy also points out, oh, his dad, right? And it's like, oh, you want to be like your dad. He would be,
yeah, and
he would be crazed or flipped out by what's happened here or something. Go ahead.
I was just about to say, we don't really get any solid information on exactly what happened with Daniel's dad at any point. We just know that he has probably fairly recently been killed for something, and like it might have been a suicide. Like it's just they don't really ever get into the specifics aside from it's sort of alluded to a little bit later on. And I hate to have to do this to you this early on, but I need to run to the washroom, so I will be back in a moment.
It's all good. It's all good.
I always feel bad when we don't have guests though, because I feel like flying solo. But keep going through the movie though, and I'll listen on my phone.
Yeah, you good. Oh yeah, he basically just says that your dad was a stand-up cop, and he's wondering what he would think of this fucking shit show that's going on right now, like with the whole house situation and this right now. But yeah, he just basically makes sure that everyone is accounted for, and he also takes Mitchell's gun. I assume that's like standard procedure if they have to use their firearm to see if anything was wrong with it, or if he did anything weird or something. I don't know. I assume that's like standard procedure. I have no idea, but he didn't take it because he thinks he did like something crazy bad or he's out of control. And Darius even like, oh yeah, of course, here, just take the gun. I assume he just has to take it for, maybe forensic reasons or something. So yeah. He also makes sure that there's someone else here that he doesn't know of, and she just points out that we have Dr. Powell and Kim, Ben and Maggie, which are the intern and, the granddad and the pregnant lady. And then Daniel asks like, oh, is this cool if I call in what's happened here? And he's like, yep, no worries. You're going to go ahead and do that. So he goes into the office, and realizes the phone is down. Also, it's probably worth pointing out this is not actually doesn't seem to be placed in like 2016 when the movie was made. You can see like TV screens later, and there's like CRT screens everywhere in the background they use. So this is like non-cell phone era.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. No one seems to have a smartphone either.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like their only communication options are the landline phones in the hospital and the radio, which I think, honestly, for horror movies, it's probably better to do period pieces these days, just because it's the
Cell phones
second
are
you
such a massive problem to account for.
yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's either you need to think about how you're going to account by any individual person in this scenario should have a phone on which
Yeah.
they can do a number of things. And yeah, so if you set it in like the 80s or early 90s or something, that you dodge a lot of those problems.
Absolutely. But yeah, he notices that it's out, but he can still use his walkie-talkie or his radio to talk to Mitchell. So he at least can use that for some communication in the the immediate area. And he's like, well,
Local communication.
yeah, he tells him, he's like, oh, I can't get through in here. I'm just gonna try the car because I have a radio in there that is connected to the police station and the dispatcher and the troopers' offices, or I don't know if they have an extra name for that, but you know what I mean. And he tries that as well, but same luck, not working. He can't get out of here with any frequency.
Yeah, outside communication appears to be a problem.
Yes. And the next thing he sees is one of those robed figures again with the triangle in their face. And he's like, hi. He's like, he actually just like, hi, the fuck are you doing? I find it kind of amusing how like weirded out he is by that. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like
yeah.
And
I mean, I guess you gotta wonder how would you react to that, especially if you'd not seen one of them before.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Okay, like, are you all right? Is
Yeah.
this like, are you gonna try to convert me to a religion right now, or what's going on? Like, what is your deal, dude? It's got to be something.
Yeah, but then we hear like some kind of siren or horn in the background, and the electricity goes out, and the guy or the hooded figure comes up to him with a big old, well, you can only call it like a ceremonial knife, as like this waved form. So I immediately thought of like a sacrificial knife or something.
It's a very fancy dagger.
It's a fancy dagger, exactly. And he gets stabbed. He tries to fight it off, but he gets overpowered, and he gets stabbed quite a bit. This is probably not a good place to be stabbed.
Yeah, it's
not
almost like the full-blown Saving Private Ryan, like slow chest stab. Like,
yeah.
Actually, I honestly, first time I watched it, I thought he was done. I was like,
same,
okay.
same, yeah.
But it also kind of made, I mean, I'm not sure that the like taking his pistol would have necessarily been the move when you consider the Beth's face, because you're like, okay, like Daniel did not do this to her. He like she clearly killed someone with scissors already. So him saying that, yeah, she came at me with a pair of scissors, I didn't have any choice, when knowing him, like, which a couple of people in this hospital know that he knows Beth and that he probably wouldn't just decide to murder her at random. I think there would have been enough there to be like, yeah, no, like you're not a suspect of foul play, because there's a lot of evidence that we can just see here that makes it pretty clear that you're not lying. Whereas I think the reason they would have to take his weapon to be like, if there is an investigation here, we need to make sure you don't switch this with another gun, so that you can be in court and be like, no, I actually didn't even fire those shots.
Yeah.
But I think that where it becomes a problem is that in this scenario, he would have a gun with which to deal with a cult member. And I kind of think they just wanted him to not have a gun. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I think they
the thing is because I have
it a better way, but I almost think that like if it's like we're holding your firearm because you're a suspect of a shooting that may or may not have been justifiable self-defense,
Mhm.
it's like, well, then why did you let him go out and call? Because for all you know, he's jumping in that police cruiser and running right now.
Well, the thing is, I just
And
don't know. I don't know the procedure. I honestly, I just assume that's like standard because he just gave it away. Like he knew that's what's supposed to happen.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean, like,
I would need to.
I'm
I
not
didn't check.
I'm not a cop either. It's just that, like, to me, it seemed a bit strange to take his firearm if you aren't saying that, like, okay, well, there's obviously going to be an investigation into this, so we need to make sure that it's not tampered with or anything, and that you turned it in right away, so that, like, also will get him in a better position to defend himself as self-defense, to be like, yeah, I didn't, like, I still handed over the firearm willingly, like, I didn't do anything shady. But him not having his gun here, and in particular, I'd say even more so than that, him not giving it back the second he gets back in and realize they're in like an ongoing life or death situation, would like he's like he was just stabbed in the shoulder. It's like, well, maybe give him his gun back because you guys might not be safe, especially look at all those robed people outside.
Yeah.
In fact, like,
I'm just
Daniel's
doing.
gun, it disappears from the movie too.
I was wondering
And
about that if I missed it, but I was about to say or I would have mentioned it at some point. I'm pretty sure one of the guns disappears. I think
well, I think it is Daniel's because the one they find later is he even says
it's
when he's
Mitchell's.
picking it up,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, Mitchell's gun, and
Yeah. Also, I'm just I did a quick Google just to see if there's anything like there's actually just a Reddit that said what happens to your handgun or patrol rifle after a shooting, and then we have one thing that says taken as evidence. If you cleared, you'll get it back. If not, you have more serious things to worry about. That's true. Then someone just says I ended up shooting a home intruder with an AK-47, got it back in 2 months, which I just think is a funny thing to write on Reddit.
yeah, I mean,
And then there's also one that says there's a couple of states where the gun isn't even taken for evidence in a self-defense shooting unless they believe there was malicious intent or previous beef with the two people. I don't know. I'm just getting like it's like the first things I found here. Obviously,
yeah.
that's just I don't know.
I mean, and again, like I wasn't at all trying to say it from a position of, well, I'm in the army and therefore I know blank, because it's like, no, being in the army doesn't make you a
Oh, for sure.
like, I mean, my whole thing is that, like, I think once you can ascertain that it's like, okay, we're all in the middle of a very dangerous situation, and more people might need to be put down in order to keep everybody safe. Like, maybe we should just give this guy back his handgun. But yeah.
What is this? Police office. A closer look at police officers who have fired their weapon. No, that's not even what I want to know. That's just about who shoots it more often. When can a policeman use his handgun? That I think my searching terms are way too broad. It's just the actual question. I know.
mean, like, I'm willing to accept like the rules that the movie sets out for this. It's just like I guess I think I would have definitely given it back to him once I realized, hey, we're not out of the woods yet.
Oh yeah.
We're still actively in the middle of this situation, and that was like Beth was not the only person that might need to be shot here in order to keep us safe.
No,
look at those guys.
It's more like
they seem way creepier than she was.
The question just kind of interests me now to see what the standard procedure is. I think it's kind of interesting to know. But I can't find like a definitive answer right now. And probably in America, it's probably like different from country to country anyway, or from like, you know, state to state.
Well, yeah, I mean, in England, the cops don't even have guns, so.
They barely have knives. Anyone barely.
I think they don't have knives.
Yeah.
They have batons, don't they?
I don't know. I haven't gotten into police troubles yet in England, but there's always a chance every year.
Well, if you wear a juggernaut suit, you're pretty much invulnerable to them.
True. Metal's on the list now.
Smack me all you want. I can take it.
Careful when searching gun stuff in German land. Metal's on the list now for sure. I've probably Googled for worse things for movie research. I remember when I was looking up the whole trope of killing yourself in the bathtub, if that's even true, and I think it was.
You get a preemptive call from the suicide hotline.
Well, it just gave me the thing on Goose, like, there's always help. And it's like, I even I was looking for the fucking trope, because it's like the trope where they do it and they do it like all peacefully, like it doesn't hurt at all, you know? I was like, I don't think that's true.
I mean,
I know exactly. Now exactly where I looked this up for, and it was for the John Wick 2 when he kills the lady in the bathtub.
Oh yeah, the Italian lady.
Yeah, where she also. Oh god, no! I'm not gonna go on a tangent on John Wick 2 right now. Let's go back to the movie. That reignited just memories immediately. Like,
well, I did see John Wick pop up on film Twitter when the question of the day was what's a movie series that gets even better with every subsequent sequel.
No,
and John Wick, and I was like, oh, this would infuriate Metal.
No. I mean, we already mentioned The Last of Us today, so that's out the window. I guess John Wick was next in line.
I still find John Wick entertaining to watch. It's just the first one's really the only one I can take seriously. Because it's the one that didn't have bulletproof tuxedos.
God, what a fucking mistake that was. Holy shit.
PTWS. That is the key mistake. That I think it kind of destroyed the stakes of the entire series.
And they flanderized it immediately, because in the next one, they just hold up the fucking suit to protect themselves. Like, just fucking shoot their leg, you fucking dumbass. Okay, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, if their leg's covered in tuxedo also, and that doesn't help. But it's more like, why is the coattail absorbing the recoil? That's my question.
Well, the retarded thing is, they mentioned, like, it protects you, but it's still very painful, and then it's never painful.
Yeah.
Oh, so bad. Oh, okay. One day I need to go back to that. That script would be fucking long as shit. True, John Wick is the true cosmic horror, for sure. Anyway, yeah, he goes back inside, and well, luckily he is in a hospital, so he can be treated rather quickly for his wounds.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he does pass out a little bit here for a while.
Yeah, completely reasonable considering blood loss.
Yeah, he's bleeding quite a bit. She tells Kim, the intern's like, hey, quickly go get the thing, but she kind of, freezes, because I assume it's her first scenario where this happens, and she's kind of like shell-shocked by it. But Allison is like,
I mean, she's not even like a qualified nurse who's in training by the look of it. I think she is a student, and she's probably still fairly new, because when they ask her to like get some medical supplies, she actually says, I don't even know what most of these things are. So if she'd gone through nursing school and was just doing like on-job training to actually get a position, she would know what those things are. So I'm assuming that means she's a nursing student who is just getting some clinical hours here, but she still has a lot to learn about the job.
Yeah. But yeah, Allison is getting all the things, and she just tells Kim to put pressure on the wound. In the meantime...
Yeah, Allison is basically just like, look, I'll go get the things. You be the one holding direct pressure.
Yeah. And then Daniel has another little vision going on. More of the cosmic stuff. He sees what he, I guess, assumes is going to be a corpse under some white tarps. Like some beating heart thingy, cosmic stuff in space and stars and shit. All the good stuff, And then he wakes back up. And he gets up immediately. And it's like, you probably shouldn't get up. He's like, I need to fucking see what's going on. And Mitch was like...
Which, I mean, yeah, reasonable considering the scenario.
Yeah, and they look outside, and there's a ton of the white-hooded guy, white-robed guy with the triangles, and they have the place surrounded.
And he's like, man, one was a problem for me. And this is the point where I'd be like, hey, Mitchell, can I have my gun back, please, now? Like, immediately? Yeah,
you would think. But they quickly... Well, at the latest, after the next thing that happens, you probably want to arm as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Because they hear the guy from that they picked up and brought Daniel here, It's like, fuck, help me, shoot the thing. We also, because we get a shot earlier where we see that Beth's corpse is gone, or no, there's like things coming out of her mouth. It's like, oh, that's not good. And then they hear the guy yell, and they go in, and they see a thing.
Yeah,
and it's,
yeah, a thing.
It's a thing. I was trying to see if there's like a good closer shot of it, but I think this one is not. Oh, there we go.
And not a thing like a random thing that we can't describe. A thing is in a John Carpenter's thing.
There you can see it, kinda. And that's like a practical thing as well. They made a lot of practical props for this, and it looks really cool. It's like,
yeah,
the monsters give me big Silent Hill vibes as well. Actually, like towards the end of the movie, I couldn't stop thinking about Silent Hill. Really,
I think there's quite a few Silent Hill and Resident Evil little references in this game, and in this movie, and it makes me think that like this director probably likes survival horror games quite a bit.
Probably,
like,
yeah.
Even his mug, it says MCPD on it, and a logo that almost kind of looks like the RCPD logo from like Resident Evil 2. The first time when he's on his way to go make the call, the radio is also like producing static just sort of out of nowhere too, just like in Silent Hill. And I was like, okay, like I could see this guy being a gamer.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's this thing which was Bev before, and that's IMDb page. That was YouTube's IMDb page. Where's the hello? Ah, there's a background. No, that's a background. Damn, copyright. There you go. And the guy's like, kind of yelling to help me. Is like, fucking shoot that thing. What is happening? And Daniel is taking the lead, I guess, the initiative, and just kicks off the bar where he's chained to, and helps the guy out of there. And they fucking, kind of throws him out of there. This is kind of funny.
I appreciated that choice because he was like, look, I'm going to try to get you out of there, but I am not going that close.
Yeah.
And, like, putting myself in a position where I can get grabbed by whatever the fuck is on the other end of this hospital bed that's been knocked over.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Do not want to have to deal with the John Carpenter's thing right now.
But yeah, he kicks off the bar he's at, chained on to, and gets them all out of here. And they basically just let her be in there and close the door. And even Mitch is like, what is that? And Mitch like, I think that was Beverly. In the meantime, the crazy meth guy takes a scalpel without anyone noticing. Daniel goes to the lobby, immediately grabs the fire axe, like, we gotta need to get out of here. Mitchell, you and I, we get the cars, and then we just fucking bail.
Yeah. And considering what we eventually find Meth Head knows, his actions in this scene infuriate me on a second viewing. Because he could have saved them all so much grief by just like blowing the twist like off the bat. It's like, dude, you knew. And it is, I guess because you want the tension of the thing that he then does to land. But yeah, it's one of those that, like, the Meth Head is actually like he's stupid.
Yeah, maybe they should have just had him be on meth at this time, which he.
I mean, he might
seem
actually. Yeah, he would have been on the downers that they gave him too. But like, because of where he was, we know that they do like make them do a bunch of drugs there, and
I guess,
which we'll find out eventually.
Yeah, but yeah, he takes Maggie hostage. Also, the two guys from the HUD get here. I don't know if you have the answer. I don't know why they make their way here and how they figured out he is here.
I mean, I guess it's the closest hospital, and they figure he would have been brought to the hospital. But also, he does mention that they hear the horns from like miles around, and that they were getting closer to the sound of the horn. And the one thing I appreciated that I actually didn't notice on first viewing is he specifically says we had to fight our way in here, meaning that they probably had to take out a few of the cult guys in order to get past them, as opposed to them just because like I guess the way it's shot, it does seem like they casually walk in past the cult members.
Yeah.
Which rubbed me a little wrong on the first viewing, but then I caught that line the second time, and I was like, oh, okay, so he does actually mention that.
I still don't know why they went to the hospital though, because the way the guy said it in the beginning is like, oh, he's not gonna get far anyway. I don't know. Maybe I'm misinterpreting that they know they'll find him anyway, or if he meant he's gonna die on the way or something. Maybe I'm just going crazy and overthinking
well, I guess
overthinking
because he was injured, they figured that he'd probably pass out, and once they couldn't find him, they were like, okay, he must have gotten picked up and brought to a hospital. And that being the first hospital, you figure checking that out would have been maybe not a bad bet, and seeing a whole like army of the cult members there would make you be like, okay, yeah, this is probably the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't say the script is rock solid by any means, but I find that it does a decent job of like at least letting me accept what's happening.
Yeah, it's by far not the worst I've seen. That's
yeah.
But yeah, we have like this.
Fair enough.
But we have this crazy standoff right now here. So we got the two guys we think are killers right now. We got the meth guy taking Maggie hostage. Daniel just trying to get everyone to fucking calm the fuck down and figure out what's going on.
Because he just saw a thing in the other room.
Yeah.
It's like we should maybe not be dealing with a hostage situation right now because there's a fucking monster there, and that's not even a euphemism. Like, I mean a literal actual monster.
Yeah. And
something that defies reason.
And also there's all these guys outside not letting them out or trying to get in, whatever it might be at this point in time. So, yeah, and also this monster is still alive, and it's just kind of, we see it press the face against the window and maybe trying to, get out or something.
Yeah, luckily it isn't quite as sharp as your average velociraptor.
Not a clever girl. So yeah, we see Richard, the big doctor man. He's just trying to get this guy to calm down. It's like, I can make this stop. It's not gonna help you if you take her hostage. He's like, yeah, just give me the knife. It'll all be over. All that stuff. And there's like, Richard, you don't know stop. What are you doing? And then Richard just gets stabbed in the throat and dies.
Yeah.
So he is out of this movie for real, forever, totally. It's never coming back. To be honest, though, at this point in time, you just think this crazy meth guy just killed the guy because he's crazy.
There's no reason to assume that this is anything other than crazy meth guy just decided to kill the doctor at random.
Yeah, but
because he doesn't say anything.
Yeah. Then we got Granddad just punching the meth guy unconscious with a very shit-looking punch. They really should have redone that. It looked really bad.
The editing in this whole sequence is not fantastic, even when Mitchell gets grabbed. Because I thought it was the grandpa who got grabbed initially.
Right.
It took me a while to be like, wait, hold on, the grandpa's okay? And I was like, oh, I guess they grabbed the cop. But I guess, like, to an extent, you can maybe accept that, like, look, the practical effect we had there, it wasn't really easy to make it look even half too good if we had to have it grabbing someone and pulling them away. Mm-hmm. So we sort of cut around it and hopefully give you the impression. But I don't know. I think they maybe could have done a little better than that.
Yeah, I think the Granddad actor is not fantastic in general. His line delivery is a bit clunk, like, every time.
Yeah, he might have just been like one of the writer director's actual grandpa, and they're just like, "Hey, we need a tough-looking grandpa guy."
Oh, apparently I have a typo. Oh yeah, I've written Comsic, not Cosmic. Thank you for pointing. No, maybe that's what I meant. Maybe you're just going crazy. Maybe you're cosmically aligned right now.
Metal didn't spell incorrectly. He just knows the truth.
I just know the truth. You're not ready for the truth. No, thanks for pointing that out. I have corrected
to the madness. The
Yes.
Comsicor.
Maybe Beth was on Cosmic PSP. Oh, for sure. They all are.
PCP.
The good old PCP stuff. It'll never fail. Uh, yeah, this is all kind of going down, and then Mitchell gets grabbed by Beth, and gets dragged back into the hallway, and everyone's like, "What the fuck was that?" Oh, actually, while I said that, the guy, fuck, actually, never caught the name of the guy with the rifle. Hang on, where's my IMDb gone? It is. Oh, he's just called the father. They don't have names.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I don't know. I was like, I actually don't know either. No.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the two. Yeah, it's just the father and the son. We just don't get a name for them. Okay, so it wasn't crazy. So yeah, the father said, "The fuck is that?" While I said that, John Rifle. Yes.
John Rifle.
Well, Daniel grabs a fire axe and just goes after them, and they all go to check out what happened to Mitchell. And we see flashing lights because one of the lights got knocked down at some point. Also, seizure warning, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was about to say, yeah, like, there is a diegetic reason for the horror movie lighting, where, like, you do see an actual light that's been knocked out of the ceiling that is, like, going in and out of power. But yeah, the definite, like, this is not a good movie to watch for an epileptic.
No.
There's, quite a few sequences of flashy light.
Yeah. But yeah, we see
Strobe
some neat practical effects. Very cool. Because Mitchell basically just gets hands or, well, tentacles shoved in his eye holes, and they just keep going inside, and it looks very gross, and I love it.
Yeah, does not look like something you would want to have happen to you ever.
No. So yeah, let me see. I just put it on screen here. We got this going on right there, and they just keep going in. So he's probably out. Also, let me try to get a shot of the face of what was Beth. Well, I say face. It's more a hole with tentacles coming out. There's no face really left anymore. Look at this shit. It's just
front of head structure that was formerly a face.
Yeah, you can make out some teeth down here. They might even bend upwards. So it's pretty neat looking. I like it. Caved in, yeah, absolutely. And then we get a bit of drama going on. We got the son trying to hack its face in, but the axe gets, stuck. He gets grabbed a little bit. The father drops the rifle round that he needs to reload before he gets to shoot. But he gets to shoot it, and there's like a brain coming out of the top of the thing or something, and he shoots that, and that does the trick.
Yeah, it's like almost, I mean, granted, this is not necessarily a Resident Evil reference, but it's almost like if you get a headshot with a magnum, it just like explodes.
It exposed this weak spot that they shot it, and then they take the two fire axes they have right now and just keep fucking hacking away on that thing for, I don't know, a minute? Just keep going.
Well, I mean,
there's like ooze coming out of it, a cosmic ooze or something, I don't know.
Yeah. Cosmic goo.
Cosmic goo. And it's all very bloody and gross and looks kind of neat. In the meantime, those tentacles keep going into Mitchell, and they notice and they hack off the things, and there's blood everywhere and gross and disgusting. And they make it back to the lobby. And Dan just says, "Get in the office, just fucking get in the office." Dude is like, "Oh, what happened?" It's like, "I'm not gonna argue right now. Get in the office." I don't know what it was, but oh god, get in the office.
It's like actual monster. I can't really describe it in a few words, so please just let's get far away right now. Somewhere where we get into a room that we can secure.
Yeah. Well, then we got the father guy. He's coming back out, and he's annoyed. And he's like, "You need to tell me what's in there." It's like, "I don't know what's in there." It's like, "Okay, Allison, you please go." And then the father gets closer. It's like, "Okay, slow down. Who are you? What? Just tell us what's going on." And he just points at the meth guy. It's like, I want him." And he's like, "Oh, I don't. If this is personal differences, I really care. This thing is surrounded." And he just gets knocked out by the father. And he points out, "It's like, no one is going anywhere. All right, this fucking place is surrounded." And he looks at his son, and he's like, "We don't know anything about these guys. We can't really trust." He's very mistrusting right now. Like something happened, at some point, that he can't trust anyone. And he goes as far to even want to fucking kill Daniel, which I'm not even entirely sure why.
Yeah, I think at times in this movie, the father's actions are counterproductive. I think that like he maybe could have done a lot better job convincing people of the seriousness of the situation by being not quite as abrasive.
Yeah.
And like I understand that he's like, "Oh well, I don't necessarily know who in here I can trust and whatnot," but I think that if he were to say like, "Hey, look, here's the deal. We've been hunting down this cult for a little bit because they did a bad thing to Sun Dude, and if we're going to get out of this alive, we need to work together." Like I think if he was more that type of character, he might have played a little bit better. Because I think that while I understand him being as angry and like paranoid, I guess maybe might be the right word for it, as he is, like considering the situation, it is understandable. I think you also kind of just think like, man, I feel like your goals could be better served by trying to convince these people more of what exactly you're here to do and why, you know?
Yeah. I completely agree. So, and Daniel asks him, "Okay, can you just tell us what's going on here? You seem to know something." It's like, "Well, do I look like I have any clue what's going on? How about you go ask them outside?" It's like, okay. So he clearly doesn't really know what they're up to, but Daniel just points out, "Listen, that thing woke up once, and I don't want to be here for it when it wakes up a second time or something. So let's figure something out." They take I guess the remnants of what was Beth and set it on fire and just roll it outside.
Yeah, roll it out. I like that. I was like, yeah, that's actually not a bad plan. It's like fire is definitely what you would want to do, like burn it so that it's much less likely that a pile of ash will reconstitute into a monster than it would be for a like hunk of presumably dead monster to reconstitute into monster. So I think even not knowing the specific rules, setting the thing on fire is the move. But you also don't want to be setting something on fire inside the building that you're trapped in. So I thought that the idea of putting it on a gurney and just like wheeling it out on fire was, it's not a bad plan.
Yeah. Well, they all come together in the office and try to figure things out, what they want to do next. Father is putting on a cigarette and is like, "Can you put that out, please? We got someone pregnant in here." It's like, "Oh, okay, fine." Daniel again is like, "Oh, okay, let's just all remain calm." One guy says bullshit. The granddad says we should be out of here already. And Father's like, you people need to wake up. If you think you'll stand a chance if there's another one of these things out there, good luck. It's like, who's gonna stop it? Grandpa? It's like kind of rude, but it's also kind of amusing, at least to me. And then Allison just kind of gives him a little slappy on the face. Because he calls the fucking pregnant girl a teenage whore. It's like, that was uncalled for. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, although I mean, I even think slapping him, considering the situation they're in, might not have been the best move because you
Also,
have
yeah.
no idea how hard this guy's going to react to that. Like, he might have just stabbed you.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're definitely they're playing on the idea of like these people are all on edge. They're paranoid. They're making some
Mm,
decisions that aren't fantastic. And I'm not saying that in the oh well, horror movies they have to have retarded characters, otherwise nothing's going to work. It's like as much as I don't think a lot of these choices are the best, it actually is kind of understandable why a lot of these people are doing the things that they're doing, which aren't super productive. But
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do think, though, that Father Man, knowing more about the situation than anyone else, should be a little bit more keen on trying to get people to at least be on his page with things, right? Like, I think that he was the one where him being as aggressive towards everyone as he is the part that didn't really make sense. Because it's like, dude, you've been dealing with cult group for a little bit now, like at
Yeah.
least longer than anyone else has. So I think trying to help people understand exactly what they're dealing with here might be a better way to have people listen to you, you know?
Absolutely. Elson takes Daniel aside and basically tells her, hey, she's having abdominal pains. That's pretty bad. If they get worse and we don't do something like a C-section, the kid and she might just die, which obviously is not good.
Yeah, it looks like an abruptio placenta that seems to be happening, where it's like the placenta ends up kind of coming out before the baby, which is not a good order of operations for a birth. So
Right.
yeah, it's right now Allison's primary, I guess, her thing that she feels she needs to deal with is this baby and this mother, like helping the baby be born safely and helping the mother not die during the childbirth.
Right. The father drops a tiny shoe out of his backpack, which is bloodied up. So we got a little inkling that something has happened to, well, the rest of his family, seemingly. Daniel is trying to tell us, like, we can't go around here. There's, like, weird things happening. And it's like, oh, I'm not asking we have to do this. I have to help the kid. And he's like, oh, if this is because of the baby, you need to get yourself checked. And it's like, no, I have to help them. Like, you know.
Which I mean, again, like on Daniel's part, is like, dude, maybe this isn't the best time to be bringing
Yeah,
that up. Especially because it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just go to the psychiatrist right now in the middle of this situation. Come on.
yeah. But angry everybody here. He's like, okay, fine, fuck it, we'll do it. And then he goes up to the father and the son and is like, hey, may I approach? Because
got like a knife, and
so
they're not the friendliest bunch.
yeah, it's like, hey, the baby and the girl not doing so good, so we need to get some things and help her. It's like, oh, what do you want from us? It's like, well, I have a shotgun in my cruiser, and you have a rifle without any rounds and 2 fire axes, so thought we might just get the gun out of my cruiser. And he's like, okay,
Yep.
you know what, good point, but I'll get the shotgun after. He's like, yeah, sure, you'll totally get the shotgun. That's not happening. It's like, it's close, we can do it fast. And he's like, all right, fine, sounds good to me, as long as I get the thing. And then they go outside, and it's like, no one's here. It's like, oh, they're still out there. They're probably just in the woods. But also, didn't you say your car was close? Because it's all the way back there. So it seems like they moved it.
Yeah, which not sure how they did that.
I don't know either.
Or if they were going to move it, why not just like move it totally out of the area to the point that they don't have access to it at all?
Also, I'm pretty sure in the ending shot, the cruiser is back where it initially was. So I don't.
Really? So maybe it's a.
I don't know if that was like a fuck up at the end on the editing. They just used the same shot but in daylight, or if the implication is they were already kind of in like crazy world thingy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The abyss portal, which I guess we'll get to eventually, is creating some space-time fuckery.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we know it creates some with the sub basement.
Oh yeah, the sub basement is fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make their way to the thing. In the meantime, they're just attending to Maggie pretty much, and Allison, even though she said she's gonna wait, just goes immediately and
Yeah,
obviously
which
gets abducted and was like, "Oh, okay,
which again,
that's
like space time fuckery or just general editing time being something that made that maybe seem a little bit more retarded on her part, because they, it really seems to me that considering everything they've been through, she's insane for thinking that she'd just be fine and that there'd be
yeah."
nothing to worry about.
I'm pretty sure this is just her being a bit retarded, or trying to help, if you will, but not waiting for them to just come back here. I mean, because they take like what was it, like 10 minutes at max.
Well, and that's the thing is, so it's like, does it feel to them like it was longer than it actually was? And if so, is that the movie editing maybe implying that we've only seen them be gone for like a couple minutes, but maybe they've been gone for much longer than that in real time. But yeah, it does seem like Allison's decision is a poor one. That she's not really thinking things through properly.
Yeah.
Or really not grasping the severity of the situation that they're in.
Yeah, she goes to grab some stuff to do the whole C-section thingy, and we do the shot where she kind of bends down, and you see someone in the background, and it's short, but you can tell it's Richard.
The doctor. Yeah.
He is alive.
Yeah, and we don't quite know the weight of that yet, because as far as we know, he's just a like a thing monster in the way that Beth was.
Yeah. We also got a neat looking shot with all the oh yeah, outside they also get attacked by the white robed people. They do have a tendency to ninja appear once in a while in the movie. They really like to do that. But yeah, they're ready to attack, and they all like hold out the knives. But yeah, they get the shotgun. One of them is behind them, ninja appearing, slashes the son's hand, but then gets just shot by Daniel. And he just says, "I'll keep the fucking gun," and they just run back inside.
It's always like, look, I saved your son's life with this thing. I'm keeping the shotgun.
Yeah. Yeah, they come back in. It's like, hey, what happened? It's like, oh, we got attacked, but we were fine. It's like, where's Allison? Oh, she went to get things for Maggie, obviously. And he'd be just like, fuck's sake.
Yeah. Which, I mean, yeah, reasonable reaction on his part, because he was like, I just said, promise that you will wait for me. You said yes, and like immediately, first thing I find out when I get back is you have not listened to that request. Come on.
It's so funny because one of them says, oh, she thought there wasn't anything to worry about inside. And he's like, are we in the same fucking building?
Yeah, no, seriously. I'd be like, oh, yeah, really? Because our first John Carpenter's The Thing monster was inside. And I haven't seen anything like that outside. So if anything, inside might be a little bit more dangerous, like considering the evidence.
Yeah. And he's like,
but,
hey.
I guess I appreciate that it's not just us who are having that reaction. That like, Daniel was similarly pissed.
Well, the son is getting patched up by Kim. And he just tells her, hey, would you look out for them? Can you come with me? We're going to get her. Father, he points out, oh, by the way, pretty stupid of her just running off on her own.
Yeah.
And then Daniel says, what was it? Let me see the lines here. Oh yeah, he says, okay, I'm pretty certain you can beat the shit out of me, but I consider it my special privilege to hate my fucking wife right now, so you could kindly shut the fuck up.
Yeah, which, I mean, and I think like he doesn't really push back on it, because maybe he's like, yeah, okay.
So if you could kindly shut the fuck up. He's like, all right, yeah. And then they see wherever the doctor was lying, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. yeah, they go into the hallway where the med room is supposed to be. They see some more gore on the floor where they, I guess they shot the Beth, and they, yeah, as I said, they find Mitchell's gun, but they somehow, I guess they never find his own gun again. I don't know why, but it's gone. We'll never see it again. They go to the med room. They find the garbage sack or the garbage bag or the bag with all the stuff in there, the medical stuff in it. They make their way back. But they hear, what did they hear again? I know they hear something to go check it out. Oh, they hear the phone ring. They hear the phone ring.
Oh, yeah. It's the...
And obviously then it's like,
ringing.
Those didn't work before. And they go to the office, which I think is Richard's office. Yeah, it is. It says on the door.
Yeah, very much is.
And they see that it's the morgue calling. It's like, oh, that's spooky.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, hello, Daniel. I know you saw things in your visions. I could tell after you woke up. So, yeah, I could give you stuff back. I can show you more if you like. He's basically just tempting him to, join him.
I'd be like, no, I'm good. I've seen quite enough of the truth behind the veil that I don't think I need to see anymore.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll be right back.
No worries. And he says, like, oh, Beverly found it weird, but she came around at some point. In the same time, the father opens up a little lockbox and finds a ton of pictures with weird mutations and things going on. And it's all not very nice. And again, Richard is trying to tempt him. It's like, oh, I know how loss can make you do things going on. It's like, oh, I remember that the baby inside was trying to get out desperately but didn't make it. Talking about the baby they lost, of course. And he again points out, it's like, losing his daughter, Richard, that is, made him look to find something that makes it right, and just says that you'll understand soon enough. And the father also finds like a book with like, spooky triangles and stuff in it. Ritual stuff. Pretty cool. And yeah, they make their way back to the lobby, and we see Daniel gear up a bit, loading up the shotgun with the ammo he has and all that good stuff. He gives Kim the med bag. And it's like, dude, I don't even know what half of these things are. Like, I'm not a trained nurse yet. I'm just an intern. He's like, well, she's the best bet. You're the best bet she has. So I don't know. Try to do something. We're gonna go to the basement and try to get Allison back, because she's the only one who can actually do the thing we need to do here properly.
Yeah, and I mean, and again, this is where I kind of clued in. It's like, oh, well, I guess she's just a student. Like, she might be in her first few months of nursing school, and she's on these clinical rotations to just like get her some experience in the hospital.
Right.
Because if she doesn't know what half of those things in that bag are, it's like, well, I mean, you've definitely not gone through all of school yet.
Right. Yeah,
and I think at one point she said I should be at this other hospital turning over patients, which means probably a lot of what she's been doing is like giving sponge baths and stuff, and like,
right, yeah,
cleaning beds.
Very low tier stuff in the medical field, obviously. But yeah, I need you to hold out, and we get out, and he goes to Grandpa. Here, that's the best I could do. I hope you know to use it. And I was like, no, tell him how to use it if he doesn't know. At least wait for him to say, yes, I know how to use it.
I mean, yeah, I guess hope you know how to use it is the best you can kind of hope for. Because it's like, well, whether you do or not, it's. I mean, you're lucky you're getting a firearm, man, because the other option is axes and scalpels.
Yeah, I mean, at least tell him, it's like, is the safety off? Do you know where to do it? Like things like that.
If you see the red dot, that's when you can fire. The safety.
And then he leaves one of the fire axes here. It's like, that's there just in case. And Grandpa just says, "You better know what you're doing."
I'd be like, well, I mean, I don't really. Like, we're dealing with cosmic horror here, man. I'm figuring this shit out as I go along too. I cannot guarantee your safety. Sorry.
Yeah. In any case, for some reason Daniel just banks on the father coming down there, and he just says, "You think we're just gonna go down there and that's that?" Like, I like the little silence like that he's thinking about. It's like, yeah, actually, yeah. But then he gets angry. It's like, if you have something to say, then say it, you smug fuck.
I mean, yeah, like it is the kind of situation that you could very much understand the father like being like, yeah, I'm not going down there, fuck you. But at the same time, he's like, well, I mean, I think that like our way out of this might involve us having to go down and finding out what's in the morgue here. Like it's not just my wife's safety. It's like we now know that the doctor had more going on than just being sweet old doctor man who works at a hospital. Like because like if not for him saying the things he said on the phone, it's also in his office. You've got like the journal, that big kind of lockbox full of Polaroid photos of what look like orgies and sacrifices and all sorts of crazy things that probably weren't just put there a minute ago. Like, yeah, so it's, I think that it is reasonable to assume, hey, if we want a way out of this place, we need to go see what's in the morgue here and what this crazy doctor has actually been up to.
Yes. And then he asks him, "Do you know what's down there?" And he's like, "Nope, but I know someone who might." And he throws down one of the pictures that has a meth boy in it. And he also puts a hammer right next to the picture. And he's like, "Ooh, great, torturing time."
Yeah.
And
what would Jack Bauer do? What would WJBD?
And they're basically like, "Oh, you're gonna pay attention to my questions, so and tell us the truth." It's like, "No, I don't know what's going on." And he's like, tells us how to pick a finger. It's like, "Hey, you didn't ask me a question yet." Just says,
I just want to show you we're serious.
I want to make sure we're serious. That's something I haven't seen before. That made me laugh. That was funny. And Daniel just says, "Do you know anything you know? Do you know anything that will keep us alive, safe, helps us out?" It's like, "It's the fucking doctor." And it's like, "Oh, fine, we know that already." It's like, we don't have...
like, I mean, there's where I was like, okay, if you know that, why when the second you got up, instead of taking the pregnant woman hostage, say, look, that thing in there, those cultists out there, it's all because of this guy. The doctor is not your friend. Don't trust him. I was like, had you said that, even if things went down similarly, at least they would have had the doctor on the radar, you know, like been like, okay, even if this guy gets killed or something, let's handcuff him because he might he might be far more powerful than we realize.
Yeah. Also want to make sure to point out, they don't actually like hammer his hand or fingers off. They're just kind of fucking with him.
And it works really well.
Yeah.
They use like very, very scared when they slam the when they slam the hammer on the like just the bar that his hand's handcuffed to.
Yeah. And then they ask him, "How's he alive? How do we fucking know?" He's like, "I don't know." Then Dad says, "Okay, take his hand off." He's like, No, please. I don't know. I'm serious. But he tells him that he met a girl on the road, told them she could get him some crystal. And they went into this house and bumfuck nowhere. And yeah, they gave him drugs, but they watched them having sex and did weird things to people and all that stuff.
Yeah, like he even does say sacrifices. Like
he points out, okay,
they gave us drugs, watched us have sex, sacrificed people. Like it was all sorts of fucked up. But I really wanted me drugs.
Yeah, and he gets like one of the pictures that are on the floor, and he's like, there's a bunch of people dressed like this, and it's like the robes with the triangle and shit like that. Oh yeah, there it is. That killings and sacrifices made them watch. But yeah,
which at least gives a little context behind why this guy is so twitchy beyond being a self-admitted meth head.
And yeah, I was like, oh, you're talking about devil worship. It's like, no, I don't believe in the devil, but whatever he did there, it made people change. It fucked them up. And
Yeah,
then
which I
they,
mean, I thought this line might have been a little bit strangely written because I was like, wait, so if you saw people mutating into monsters, what makes you certain that the devil isn't real? Like, I mean, I get that it's like, okay, it's not the devil, it's something older and more cosmic than that, but like, I mean, is devil worship really that far a stretch for you after seeing what you've apparently already seen? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it should be, but you know.
Though actually, like one of the other horror movies I watched, I actually forget which one this was, but not a particularly great movie. But it was an actor from 24. That was funny to think of it. Had a line that like someone says, "I don't believe in the devil," after like they asserted that there was like a devil possession thing happening here. And then he says, like, does a wolf care that you believe in wolves or not if it's got you alone in the woods? And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Nice. Oops. Ooh. And then they unshackle him. And it's like, well, you're coming with us. You go first. It's like, oh, God. Then they just make their way into the basement. And you can see there was like all this fire happening. It's like all disheveled and stuff like that. Until they reach a staircase. And also the communication with the radio is getting kind of choppy. And they kind of just light a light down there, and it's like all misted up. And it's like, yeah, I don't really want to go down there. But also the father tells the son, I can't ask you to go down there. There's probably going to be things there that's going to be bad. But they all decide to go down there. And then they also take the meth guy with them.
Yeah, the mute son boy though, he seems to be one of the bravest of the bunch.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think maybe because this whole event, or I guess situation, has resulted in him losing his vocal cords. So he's got a lot to prove. he's got a lot to get revenge for.
And yeah, they go downstairs. But then we see that Richard is talking to Allison, who is on some kind of operating table. Yeah. And it's like, wait, what's happening? I saw you die. And it's like, oh, that's so interesting, the sensation. He talks about how he had no idea that it would feel like this after all these years operating on people, stitching them up, cutting them open. Now I can feel it myself. Putting people against, like, it's a remarkable sensation. It's kind of freeing, or like a release of sorts.
As he's loving himself effectively.
During
this conversation, he's sort of in the background, like shadowed and cutting off his own skin.
Yep, it's pretty gnarly.
I like the way it's shot too, because it almost seems like the actor might not have had to be like delivering these lines like as they were shooting it, because you don't really ever see his face through the whole thing. It's just kind of his back, and the lights that are on the counter behind him make him sort of shadowed and backlit. But it looks very creepy, and I think this is a good scene.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. And he asked her, it's like, oh, did you never have the idea of wanting to save someone no matter what it cost? And you see Allison cry, and it's like, oh, when I lost my daughter, it destroyed me, but it also compelled me to find a solution. And you'd be surprised what you find when you go looking for it. So
yeah, I mean,
right, I guess it's pretty clear now that he has been up to no good for quite a while now.
Yeah, which really kind of blows up Daniel's assertion about the doctor's reputation. It's like, yeah, no, this guy was like a sweet old man. He was everybody in town's doctor. He's like a pillar of the community. I don't believe he was doing weird sex orgies and stuff. It's like, if only it was just weird sex orgies.
It's just sex orgies. That would be fine. Yeah, they go down the misty staircase, or lads, and they find the weird triangles on the floor. And the father points out that, oh, we saw a bunch of those in the place we cleared out, or cleaned out, he says. And then the meth head again points out, oh, he made us look at things, worst things I've ever seen in my life. And then the father also points out, we found rooms full of bodies in the basement of that place. It's like, oh, okay. Should have probably brought that up way earlier, but
and
okay.
that's kind of what I mean. It's like a lot of like the father's. I think like he almost wants them to not trust him, because I feel like sharing a bunch of this stuff probably would have helped get at least a bunch of those people on board. Which, knowing that, you'd then have a better idea of which ones you could not trust. You know, like even if you're thinking that like, oh, any one of these people might be secretly a cult member, it's like maybe tell them. And then watch the room and see if anyone's having a reaction like, oh shit, this guy knows a bunch of stuff about us. Yeah.
And then they also had someone on an operating table doing things to them. And it's like, the Beth is, no, it was worse. It was like a nightmare. It's not real. It's not real. Ah, he's not doing so great. And then they point out that's a fucking maze down here. Pregnant lady is having more pains, and the intern gives her some, I guess, some pain reliever or something that she knew of, and it makes her chill. That's
well, I mean, it seems to make her pass out, which
yeah.
I mean, I guess like this is a bit of my medical hat popping on. I was like,
yeah.
I don't know if I was giving someone in labor pain relief and they lost consciousness, I'd make a concern. I'd be like, oh, did I give her too much? Oh God, this might have not gone the way I hoped.
Yeah, fair.
But you know, like I mean, that's a minor problem.
Yeah. Down in the basement, they find a door with a triangle on it, the same one that Daniel saw in his visions. And he's kind of spacing out, seeing more crazy triangles and a monster face in shadows. And he's like, "This is it." Daniel says, and the father's like, "What do you mean? What does that mean?" He's like, "I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we should probably think about this." But no, they just go in, and in they go, because before we see what's in there, we go back to Richard and Allison.
Yeah.
And he just kind of goes on about, oh, do you know where we go when we die? It's like, I've seen it. You travel on, reborn into something else, like a caterpillar or a moth in a cocoon. And the body just has to adjust, of course. It adapts, and it's crazy. We weren't built for this. And, you know, I've been trying things. I've made mistakes. Actually, those mistakes set this place on fire. They're down here with us. That's the reason there was the big fire, and the hospital has to move. And you see some patient documentation, and it's like all horrifically mangled faces and disgusting things. And he points out, you see, they want to die, but I won't let them. It's like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's exactly what you want to hear of the person who's got you pinned to an operating table.
Yeah. It's like, don't worry, Alison, I'll help you. This is an end to the cycle of life and death. It's like, do you know what happened to you that night to your unborn child? And it basically says that the umbilical cord was wrapped around the throat of the baby until, well, it died. It's he calls it nature's futility. By the way, fun fact about me, some metal lore, I was born with a C-section because that happened to me.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go. Put it on
that's the deepest lore we can get. You weren't even born.
It's pre-metal lore.
Yeah. Talk about origin stories.
Hell yeah. And he calls it nature's futility. I can stop it. Like a true resurrection. You had the C-section? No, not me. I didn't had it.
He gave birth to himself.
Yeah. I am the cycle of life and death. But yeah, it's the first real step to being able to resurrect people. So, yeah, pretty cool. Points again out, he lost daughter to the abyss, but tonight I am calling her back. So I just had to wait for the proper line. And it's like, oh, please don't do this, Allison says. Like, oh, but you know, it's already done. And he moves the tarp and, well, also his face is like kind of shedding still. He's still getting rid of pieces of his skin. And yeah, we see her, you know, belly kind of, well, how do you describe it? Bubbling because of things wanting to get out of her stomach.
Yeah, it seems like there is some tentacle-laden organisms trying to emerge.
Yeah. I'm sure this is all gonna go perfectly fine. We'll see soon. But for now, back to our boys. And we see a lot of practical effects here in a bit that look really cool. That's probably my favorite scene just because of the looks alone. We got the red lighting from the flare they have, and they see, well, what they think is just a bunch of corpses. They call it a slaughterhouse. People hanging from like hooks, people on, I don't know, on the floor, on stretchers and whatnot. In the meantime, I don't know, Kim is kind of contemplating if she should do the C-section because Maggie is doing worse and worse. Also, the father is having like some sort of like, I don't know, possession happening. It's like a vibrating thing. Like his mind is getting fucked with. Even the meth head points out, it's like, oh, he's in his head now. He's in his head, so he's definitely seen this before. Mm-hmm. We see like frames of what I assume is his dead wife, and he starts punching the meth guy in the face. He's freaking out. And then we see a thing that just if you remember, these guys down here, they want to die, but the doctor won't let them. Well, we get this one guy
who's really committed to wanting to die.
He's really committed wanting to die. So he's like smashing his face into like a, I don't know, like a pipe. The thing is, there's nothing there to, you know, smash something into anymore because there's just this big hole in his head. And he was just trying to, you know, I guess destroy his brain to die, but he's succeeded. Got a
face like a Tim Hortons donut, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, it's big hole where face used to be.
Looks really gross, and I'm not gonna show it because it looks really gory and gross, and I don't think YouTube is gonna like that.
Pretty great practical effects, though.
Oh, it looks awesome. I really, really like how this looks. It's fucking disgusting. And then all the other guys are starting to get up, and just a bunch of really good like cosmetic work from their, I guess their cosmetic department. Bunch of guts everywhere, people being disgusting, things with like, I don't know, the tumors coming out of their face and shit like that. I don't know. They start blasting them with the shotgun, trying to do things to, you know, protect themselves. Just a bit of an action scene going on, you could say. In the meantime, Maggie, has the belly of Maggie exposed and has like the book open for a C-section. She's like, I can't fucking do this. Like, if I do this, I'm probably just gonna kill her because I have no fucking clue what's going on. The grandfather,
I think that's the thing that I think she needed to make very clear to the grandfather, because he didn't seem to be wrapping his head around this, and be like, look, I can maybe cut the baby out, but she is going to die. Like, I do not have the training to do this in a way that the mother does not bleed out.
Exactly. The father sees in the back somewhere, he sees his wife and holding a baby, and he just kind of walks in that general direction. And they're a bit confused about this, like, where the fuck are you going? But they're currently busy, trying not to die.
Yeah. Fighting Silent Hill monsters.
Yeah. then the meth guy is just being annoying again. Because he's just kind of trying to fight off the fucking Daniel, which like, you really want to do this right now?
I think it wasn't that he was trying to fight him. I think that like he legitimately, the only thing I can process what he was doing is like asking to be piggybacked out of there. Like he just like jumps on Daniel's back and was like, "Get me out of here! Get me out of here! Get me out of here!" It's like, dude. You're probably just gonna get both of you killed with this plan. It's a terrible plan what you're doing right now.
I guess it looks like Daniel was fighting him off though. It doesn't look like he was actually like trying to piggyback him.
Well, I mean, like if I were Daniel, I'd probably be trying to get the guy off my back, quite literally, as hard as I could too, because it's like this is a panicking meth head who is latched himself to my back as if that's going to keep him safe when I'm in the middle of trying to fight like monsters from hell, effectively.
Yeah, because he jumps on his back. I just see it with the handcuffs, and he's actually just pushes his eyes to get him off. And then we got the good old contortionist monster move, with the back and just the arc going on. Looks pretty
very
cool.
creepy monster. Takes out meth head.
Yeah, gets the meth head and eats it or kills it or something. Oh yeah, he mashes the face into the fucking floor. Back with Maggie and the granddad, they're still kind of talking about the thing, but then Maggie gets up and slices the grandpa's throat. And
which I gotta say, did not see this part coming. I thought the extent of Maggie's conflict was, is she going to be able to give birth to this baby and not die? Turns out she's been a baddie all along.
Well, I was expecting
not
some
the sexy kind of baddie.
I was expecting some kind of thing happening with the baby because horror stuff, baby resurrections, like child sacrifice, shit like that.
Me too. I didn't expect Maggie to be in on it.
No, me neither. No,
I figured she was like an unwitting participant.
Yeah,
but turns out the father of the baby, and I don't know by mechanically how exactly this is done, whether it's just a very, very large age gap relationship or science experiments, but apparently the doctor is the father of the baby.
Yeah, Richard is to some. Yeah, I don't know if she actually was, or if she got pregnant and then was infused with the soul of the daughter or something. But that's that. Anyway, robed men, ninja appear here. They also make sure that everything is spooky and red before they get in here, which I don't know, that just made me giggle. It's like, oh, it's all red now. Okay. All the lights are red.
Yeah, I guess it's the like the power's gone out and it's like the backup like emergency lights.
Maybe, yeah.
It's explainable to a degree, but yeah, I think the real answer is like now that things are really going down and the cultists are in the building, it's spooky time.
Yeah, it's red. That's red.
Yeah, it's red. And yeah, poor Knives Chow though is freaking the fuck out because she can't even comprehend anything that just happened. But luckily, they don't seem to have much interest in her.
Yeah, not really. She just kind of starts hiding in like a vent or something at some point. She's not really doing anything. She's just trying to reach Carter over the radio, but he lost his radio during the fight. So, and
my only criticism of her in this scene is while she does have the forethought to grab the axe, she does not grab the pistol.
True. Good point.
To be fair, she's not in a situation where she really would have needed it for the rest of this movie, but like that's all I was thinking was the grandfather is dead on the ground. He had the gun. Why didn't you grab the gun and the axe? Or if you're going to grab one of them, just grab the gun.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, the things are getting freaky in the basement too, because the basement is just turning into like a Silent Hill basement where you go into one thing and you end up somewhere else, but not really. That's the best I could explain it.
Full-blown Silent Hill Otherworld at this point, where like time and space have little meaning, and rooms and times of day from different realities are accessible through this basement now.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, because the son is running after the father, uh, and he starts realizing there's pictures on the wall of, well, them. Let me just see what was on those pictures, because I didn't closely
Yeah.
look at them before we started.
And I think
Oh, it's
this is
just
where we actually do find out that he is his father. Because
yeah,
there's
yeah,
a picture of them together, and like clearly they are a family, and there is a mother and a baby
yeah.
that are presumably no longer in. Well, I guess they're literally in the picture, but not in the metaphoric picture.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
something's happened.
yeah. But yeah, while he looks at those pictures, he starts to what I guess is their family home, and the father's just talking to someone that's not really there. I assume he sees his wife. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, you just have to wait. It'll be fine. And then he turns around and looks at the son. It's like, oh, it's your fault. You should have protected them. And he starts lunging at them, at him.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I guess what we can gather from this is the cult invaded their house while the father was out,
Mm-hmm.
and the son was taken while the mother and the baby were killed.
Yes, I would think so too. And this is also where the son probably got, I don't know, shot, stabbed in the throat, and now can't talk anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
And then the father starts attacking him and like almost choking him to death with the shotgun. And I think this might be a little bit of a reference to Temple of Doom because it's
okay.
because the sun burns him with the flare and that
Oh,
kind of snaps him out of it. And
right. Yeah.
like a short round torches Indy, and then Indy gets out of the yeah little hypnosis that he was under at the time.
Yeah, because as soon as he gets away from his dad, they just, I don't know, wake up or the illusion ends. They're just in
Yeah,
like
the hospital.
in the
Yeah.
hospital basement.
And then
And
the father immediately says, "I'm sorry." So it's like you get the impression that he snapped out of whatever it
yeah,
was.
precisely. Yeah, as I said, Kim is just hiding in the van trying to reach Carter, but can't. But she's basically safe for now. Daniel, in the meantime, he's got the fire axe because during the fight, the son took the shotgun at some point, and Daniel hears Allison, and he's bracing himself to go inside the room, and he is in the room with Allison, who's on an operating table and looks like she's pregnant. It's like, oh, look at me, it's okay. And he sees the big old baby belly, and it's like, oh wow, that's so nice and awesome. And I was like, wait, something's not right.
Yeah.
That's a bit weird, isn't it? And I think
Mhm.
Richard starts talking here at some point.
Yeah, he says something to the effect of, "Isn't she beautiful? Like she's going to be a mother." And
Oh yeah, wait. Richard says, "Oh, I know your secret. I saw it in your face when you got the news the baby passed. I saw relief in your eyes."
yeah, which made it seem like there was probably a part of him that wasn't ready to be a father. So when he
Yeah.
found out that she had the stillbirth, he like as much as he was probably also quite sad, there
Mm.
was maybe a bit of element of well, maybe it turned out to be a good thing because I don't know if I was ready for that, and that might have been what then caused the tension in their relationship. But
Yeah.
I think that like where you could probably have a lot of trouble just pinning that on him just being a terrible person is like chances are you'll have a lot of emotions if something like
Mm.
that happens, and maybe one of the things that could help you cope is telling yourself, oh well, I wasn't ready to be a father anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think this destroys Daniel's character, but it is
No, I don't
almost
think
kind
so.
of like Silent Hill 2 kind of thing where it's like, oh well, I mean you killed your wife all along.
And then he goes to, well, I guess reality. And well, the Allison looks like this right now.
Yeah, Allison is
There's tentacles
not really there
everywhere.
anymore.
Goop. The hand he was holding just turned into like dust or something.
Mhm.
So
She's
yeah,
more tentacle now than man.
pretty much, yeah. It's like, oh, see, isn't she beautiful? She's the mother, as you already pointed out. And, well, Allison says stay, and he's like, just gives a little nod, I think, and takes the axe and starts hacking away.
Yeah, and I thought the way this was shot was pretty cool and kind of tasteful, because you see him kind of pick up the axe and then start to swing, and then it cuts to outside where we're seeing it through like the kind of foggy glass that's on the door, and you see his shadow swinging the axe, and then you'll just see some like practical like, blood just being thrown at the window. And I thought that it was the appropriate amount of brutal and a little bit of gory, but also not having it be what would be the word, like exploitative, like and it's done with not really any sound effects either too, so it's very kind of haunting, sort of dolly out shot. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was neat. Well. We're here at the basically the grand finale now.
Yeah.
Because it goes from dark to, well, not quite as dark, but triangle at the wall. And we do a little bit of an evil guy, man. It's like, Daniel, tell me what you see. And it's like, I see a monster that thinks he's God. And it's like, no, I'm above that. I'm more than that, because I can just bring people back. I was blessed by things that are older than time and space and whatnot. And yeah, I've embraced it. I've been blessed by it. And now I'm gonna go get my daughter back. But I just need one more thing. I need one more thing. And then we see Maggie appear, Ninja appear with two other guys and stabbing.
More than it's a whole bunch of them.
I think
all the cultists and Maggie sort of respawn in the ceremony room.
Yeah, and she's all smiled. She's so smiley. She's happy as hell.
Super
also stabs Daniel in the back, so he's having a bad day in terms of injuries for sure.
Yeah, he's been stabbed a few times now.
Also, Richard looks like this now. He looks very like alien kind of.
Or like Vecna from Stranger Things.
He looks gooped up.
He's heavily degloved at this point.
Oh yes, for sure.
Remember having skin? Richard doesn't.
Yeah, skin is for pussies. Sounds like the movie has quite a few interesting little references. Yeah, apparently it does. It seems to have a whole bunch. I mean, as I said before, I couldn't stop thinking about Silent Hill in these last bits when they were going through those hallways and it turned to different things and then went back. It's like, oh yeah, okay. But yeah, he goes along. It's like, oh, you have all gathered here to witness my daughter's rebirth. My disciples are also ready for their own transformation. So he's apparently has like more things in mind with the people that are not just horribly monstered out yet. And Daniel, you'll experience yourself, but first you have to die for me, like your father and son before.
Yeah, which adds another layer.
Yeah, so he got those guys as well. And then he goes down to Meg's like, you've done wonderfully, my dear. But now it's time for you to be infused with daughter juice or something. I mean, he basically just puts his hand above her. Oh, wait, first he prays to the big old triangle, saying that the abyss is open for me now. It's going to open for me. And then he starts talking Cthulhu speak, and the triangle just goes inside and it's like all white going in. Looks kind of neat. I like how this looks. I mean, effect-wise, it's probably not that hard to do. We just need this big triangle that goes inside, and then just very bright lights on the inside that shine through there.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a lot of the things in this movie were, hey, instead of filling this with a bunch of CGI goop, let's just do practical effects with some good makeup. Let's hide some of the things that might make those practical effects look a little bit weird with some lighting. And yeah, other than that, just try to think of ways to make stuff look effective and not silly. And
Yeah.
I think that they pulled it off very well for the most part.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
And then Maggie says to bless her baby, and he puts his hand on her forehead. It's like, place my daughter into this vessel. And then she sees evil or something, and she goes away. It's like, it goes back. It's like, oh God, no. And then, the Richard's daughter explodes out of Maggie. As that's pretty much what happens. And it's
and it makes you think that maybe Maggie wasn't 100% certain that she would die here.
Yeah.
She seems pretty surprised by how it all goes down.
And what comes out is not a tiny little baby. No, it's a big, crazy monster creature that's apparently very heavy too.
Yeah.
It's big and gross. Let me show you, chat. There it is. Okay, the way this looks like the fucking creature just says hey.
I mean, honestly, like this whole last little sequence.
Sorry,
it is sort of what that looks like.
Hey, it's me.
Yeah, it's almost like the end of Alien Romulus if it was in a movie that didn't totally piss me off.
Hey, he's gonna, hey, hello. So yeah, it's not the monster that says hey. That's the father coming in with the shotgun, shooting the thing immediately. Not killing it though, just damaging it. But taking it away from everything, and they go back into like one of these operating rooms, and they start fighting it, shooting it. It gets tentacles around the father, and I'm not entirely sure what happens to the father here, but he's kind of he gets tentacled and kind of eaten or something. I guess he's just gonna be part of the flock, if you will.
He's definitely in a position where he's not getting out of that.
Oh yeah, he's fucked. But he gets a hero's death, pretty much, because he douses himself with alcatisms and just looks at the sun. It's like, do it, just do it already. And he gets a flare out and he throws the flare at the father, and they both go up in flames. Well, the sun makes his exit through a little venting system. So yeah, I guess that thing is a Donazo.
One would think, but movie's not over yet.
Yeah. Daniel kind of wakes up. We get another shot of, the creature's not done yet. We see it stomping around a bit, so it's not quite done yet. We see Richard still praying to the thing and kind of he says like, oh, I can see it all before me. It's beautiful. The astro space. And then he just melts into the light. It looks kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like more triangle thingies. But Daniel gets his last strength together and just uses the fire axe to hack him in the shoulder. But it seems like he is not interested in pain anymore.
Yeah.
He just kind of has that thing sticking in his shoulder.
Yeah, I want to assume Daniel was aiming for the head and missed too, because I wouldn't have gone for the shoulder personally.
And he tries to get him on his side, says like, oh, you just have to let go. I can give you Allison and all you ever wanted. And apparently he does kind of let off a little bit. It's like, good boy, this is not the end. And he just says like, yes. But obviously he does the hero thing. He uses his last powers and kind of trips him over, slams him through the space-time triangle portal, which makes it close. and he saved the world, I guess, space and time.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess we can assume that the idea was that if they didn't go through the portal and into the Cthulhu dimension, then the denizens of that world probably would have come into
Yeah.
Earth. And yeah, and it basically destroys not only the portal, but the entire sub-basement dimension, because apparently it was never actually there.
Yeah.
It was just
because it starts to crumble while the sun is still trying to get out there, and also chased by weird daughter creature. And the walls are closing in. They're coming together because I guess that's
very
how.
literally, yes, walls closing in.
Yeah.
No, that's not a euphemism at all.
Think Star Wars trash compactor. That's what's happening. And
Yeah.
well, the daughter is getting swished. The sun just gets out. He turns around and there's just a wall there. So wherever they were, it's gone, collapsed, destroyed, whatever. The reality has collapsed there. Yeah. And he's a little bit confused. And I assume all the, cult members were also down there. And I guess they also got squished or something. I don't know.
Or just cease to exist.
Yeah. Also, by the way, here's the shot from the outside here. Now I see it again. I think they just screwed it up because the corpse with the burned body is still there. So I don't think it was like a space-time thingy. I think they just didn't put it back where it was supposed to be, because the car should be way further ahead where they got it.
Well, I mean, what I was saying is I don't think they changed the entire outside. I think something might have just happened to make the car appear to be much further away than it actually was.
Maybe, yeah.
And I mean, again, like that might be me writing the movie for them, but like again, the whole sub basement is an example of pretty severe space time fuckery, so it's not totally out of the question.
Yeah. Before we end the movie, he still hears something. The son does, but it's only Kim. Don't worry. And they do whatever, live happily ever after, even though they probably wouldn't, because there's a lot of blood in this hospital and there's gonna be questions. But that's for off-movie things.
And can you imagine having to answer those questions? Like, look, I don't know how exactly to tell you this, but we were fighting monsters and potentially interdimensional beings. There was a sub basement. That's where a good chunk of the bodies are.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore.
It's gone.
Like, literally, it's not in our plane of reality. Maybe, I don't know, like the doctor's pictures, the Polaroids make it upstairs okay. I could show you those. But also, I can't talk, so I'm writing all this down.
Oh, this is true. Yeah. And before we end the movie, we get a kind of shitty looking shot. I'm not gonna lie. They're in the Cthulhu plane, cosmic plane, in front of a green screen. I'm pretty sure they're not even in front of the same.
Ironically, this is one of the few moments in the movies that does have like digital compositing effects.
Yeah, they're in front of a green screen, and they're in the plane of Cthulhu or cosmic horror. The two look kind of different as well. I'm almost certain they're not even in the same room or something. Now I clicked away Discord. Here, look at this. This looks pretty rough with the way they stand there. I don't know. Nothing really happens here. It's just them looking at the big triangle in the sky, and there's more triangles in the background.
I guess this is I think that a lot of horror movies have the I don't want to say failing, because I don't particularly like it when it happens in every single horror movie that it has to end on this like ominous sort of nihilistic tone. But I guess the idea is that this is actually what happens after death, because she didn't die in this dimension, and he, like, the doctor at one point says, I've seen the world beyond death, and like what it looks like is blah blah blah, like random Cthulhu space monster-y stuff. But Yeah, I don't really think this shot was necessary. I
Yeah,
think that like
same.
if we just ended on his sacrifice being his sacrifice, and like yeah, the portal is closed. Everyone happy, the two people who are still alive happily ever after kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing, and then that's that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they kind of wanted to end it on like, well, but now these two are stuck here for eternity, and does that mean that everyone who's ever died eventually goes to this like
Yeah.
creepy pyramid place? And I don't know. Not particularly clear. I get it that a lot of horror movies like ending on the very scary thing that happens at the end and like existential question, but I don't know. I don't really think this helped the movie in any way. Didn't
No,
like
not
kill
really.
it, but
It's like a minute or so. They could have just cut. I guess it's just yeah, I don't really need that.
yeah.
Uh
But I mean, you know, like
there's that.
overall though, I quite enjoyed this movie. I thought that like especially consider oh well, I mean in a few weeks, I guess we are going to be covering the Silent Hill movie. I think that
Oh yeah.
this movie captures a lot of what I probably would want out of either a Silent Hill movie or a Resident Evil movie. Like as far as like a
Mm-hmm.
sort of survival horror situation goes, it's compelling and intriguing, and there's a lot of really cool monster effects, and it doesn't go too hard trying to be far more complicated than it needs to be. And it,
Mm-hmm.
like even though there is some pretty heavy questions and I guess some lore that you can unpack and analyze and explore, I think that yeah, I think this is just a solid 90-minute horror movie thriller with really good effects.
Yeah, it was
It's
neat.
not
It
exactly
was
like as good as John Carpenter's The Thing, but I think it's probably one of the closest things, at least as far as like effects and action goes, that I put on the list of things that you should watch after you watch The Thing if you want things more like it.
yeah, it's pretty neat. I enjoyed watching it. I mean, at least for a one-time watch through, it's a very easy watch. It's a 90-minute
Mhm.
movie as well, which I just like in general. I'm just very happy when I see that 1 hour 30 on the timeline. Makes me very happy for the most part. Well,
Yeah, there's
sometimes
been
sad when it's
on
a really
my
good.
quest to watch all the horror movies that I've missed over the last few years.
Hmm.
I've come across a few where the second I start them up, I'll see like 2.5 hours on the timeline, and I'm just like, oh, I was like, I don't know if I can right now.
Right, right. But yeah, pretty neat. I would recommend it for at least a one-time watch through. I'll probably never watch this again. I'll be honest, but I think it was neat. The effects are really cool, and
Mhm.
yeah, I mean it's the you have like cosmic horror thingies attached to it. I still need someone to make like a really amazing, like completely cosmic horror themed thingy, because this was more like, to me at least, like more body horror. There's like
Yeah.
it's grounded. Like look, they have like this cosmic thing with the guy praying to some old being and stuff. But I still haven't seen like anything where you go where they go with like the insanity and the craziness and stuff like that really well.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, still like for what it is, I would recommend giving it a watch. It's
Yeah.
neat. I enjoyed it. It was a fun watch. If you need something to watch with someone, yeah, give this a shot. It's a nice little watch.
Yeah, of the movies I've watched in the last little bit, this was probably the one that I was like, I think this is like an easy recommend to most people. Like, I think the only people I would say you probably won't want to watch this is if like monsters and like gore make you very, very squeamish. Then like, yeah, this probably isn't the movie for you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, generally I think it's pretty good, sort of action horror thriller with yeah,
Yeah,
really, really good makeup, some cool
yeah.
shots, some
You've got
characters that are compelling enough, and for the most part decent acting. I mean, like with like the grandfather notwithstanding, but you know, he's got like 5 lines in the whole movie, so it's not too bad. I thought the
yeah.
doctor was quite good, especially because I actually did look it up, and he does play the monstrous version of himself too, so
No, that's
same
neat.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of thought, especially because the body looks like he looks like more jacked and stuff once he's been gloved, and yeah, no, apparently it is the same guy though.
He got juiced up for this role, dude.
Or maybe they made him look a little more what would be the word, like he's not like fat when he's like a normal doctor. He just looks
Hmm.
like kind of like a meek old man, you know, like not really a very imposing character when he's in doctor mode. But
Yeah.
yeah, no. Yeah, they kind of told him to stand with his shoulders slouched and put the big lab coat on him and stuff. But then when he becomes Vecna at the end there. It's like, oh, yeah, speaking of which, we should be getting isn't the last Stranger Things season coming out like soon?
I think so. I haven't seen any Stranger Things ever, so I don't really
you haven't?
care that much.
Yeah. So Stranger Things season 1, very good. Season 2, not great, kind of okay at times, but not fantastic.
3, horrifically bad, from what I understand, from
4,
I hear.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Season 4, for some reason, is like the best season of the series.
There's one thing
I don't think I've ever seen a show do that ever.
I've seen one thing of season 4, and that's the whole thing with the Metallica song happening. I think Mahler sent me this at some point randomly, and he's like, "You need to see this."
Pretty good.
And I think I just wrote back, "I have no fucking clue what's going on, but this rules."
Well, you know what's nice about that scene though is when you know what's going on, it's better.
Nice.
Especially like when you know more about Human Torch there, because that's that actor, and yeah, his character is pretty cool, Eddie.
Nice, yeah. If you want more cosmic horror, I recommend the Call of Cthulhu film. Very faithful adaptation to the H.P. Lovecraft story. Yeah, maybe you can check that out at some point.
I'll put it on my list.
Do
Pups and I need something to watch tonight.
Ooh. Trying to get some decent madness and time-space warp stuff, but its story is a bit weak. Oh, I see.
Triangle? Is it a movie called Triangle?
I assume so.
Is it referring to this movie that just has a lot of triangles?
Some Russian movies have that metal. Solaris and Stalker. I only know Stalker.
So Stalker, actually, I believe the games are kind of based on the Stalker universe from like the old God, why am I forgetting the name of the filmmaker? He's a very, very famous Russian filmmaker, but Stalker is a movie that is very, very slow and is interesting, and you almost feel like you're bored of it by the end, and then this little thing happens at the end that makes like all the rest of the things that came before it super cool. So it's a hard one to recommend, but yeah, Stalker is a very famous Russian film from, I want to say like the 60s or 70s. Yeah, sci-fi.
Well, there you go. Got some super chats here before we head out. $5 from Slumpy saying, "Can't wait for the first Silksong DLC boss. 3 Savage Beast Plies. And they'll have snipers. No!"
I mean, did Hollow Knight have any DLC? I don't think it did, right? Because Silksong was the DLC that everyone was waiting for until it became a game that, at least in my experience, is 3 times longer than the original.
I mean, didn't they add the whole platforming hell thingy at some point?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, like I kind of been tapped out of Hollow Knight for like the last 6 years.
I haven't played it since it came out, and they didn't give me time.
I played it a bit when it came out on GOG actually, and I don't think I got very far. I might have like 3-4 bosses, something like that. But then I recently just played through it over like on the time that I was on leave before Silksong came out. Finished it, apparently not with the true ending, but I finished it. I beat the Hollow Knight, the titular Hollow Knight. And then, and so far, actually, here, wait, I've got my Steam.
Hollow Knight did have DLC. Oh, okay. The Grim part is DLC. Okay.
25.5 hours, and I at least got to credits in Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight Silksong, still have not fought the final boss. Invert those first 2 numbers, because I'm at 52.9 hours in Silksong. It's, It's been not an easy game, but also I think that the control in Silksong is so sharp and responsive that you've got the tools you need to survive, and every boss has learnable patterns. Like I've as much as, especially the one that I messaged you about, First Sinner, her attacks seem like, I'm just like, the first time I fought her, I was like, oh, there's no fucking way. I was like, is this like an end game boss or something like that I'm supposed to be like 10 times more powerful for? But I just thought, well, maybe I'll try to learn. Then started kind of learning how her crazy like light sword attack things work, where she'll she kind of like will shoot swords in multiple directions, and like they keep on varying, and sometimes she'll combine different directions at once, so you have to like know exactly where to be. But because the game plays so well, once you start like understanding that, you just you know where you need to be, and then the controls allow you to get there when you want to, as long as you're like thinking, okay, I need to be here now. You can zip over there pretty quick. And yeah, I think it's a good example of a game that asks a lot of you, but it also provides tight enough gameplay that you can respond by giving it what it's asking for. You know.
Yes. Yeah, I'll play more tomorrow. It's gonna be
Bless you,
fun.
Rocky. I hear Rocky sneeze. That was a Rocky sneeze.
Yeah. And another $10 from Slumpy. Thank you very much. Do you think cosmic horror has different levels of reality? Like, does Cthulhu have his own higher level of existence of horror that he can't comprehend? What would those guys end up fearing? Oh God,
I mean, I don't know. I guess
I have no
if
clue.
we can't even comprehend Cthulhu, then I guess like well, we don't have a chance of even understanding what the cosmic being above him could be. But I mean, I guess if space is infinite, then
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, there's a possibility, I guess. I mean, I'm not versed in the actual lore of Lovecraft stuff or whatever. I always understood it that like Cthulhu is like the big mad stuff that you can't comprehend. I don't even know what would be after that, obviously, because if you point out, if you can't comprehend that, what could you not comprehend after that more?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, fun stuff. Fun stuff, the Cthulhu thing. Slumpy funding it, the tip girl himself. Hell yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
But yeah, thank you very much. But yeah, that's that. Go give it a look-see. It's pretty fun stuff. James coming in here at the end. Conan the Barbarian is canon to Lovecraft lore. That's
Well,
fun.
I mean, yeah,
That
every
is
so often
fun.
James Earl Jones will just turn into a snake.
Nice.
Can't comprehend that.
Well, there you have it. We have forged for the day. Mark, you got anything going on?
No, nothing really new as about. I've just really been working on Silk Song this past little bit. Mentioned that I was playing a bit of 2XKO, that Riot fighting game, which I find fun, if a little bit strange as far as the way it plays. But yeah, no. Other than that, though, just been watching movies, hanging out with the pups, and apparently doing a charity run that ended up ironically giving me phantom pain, considering it was a charity run that was inspired by a one-legged man.
Yeah, there you go.
But look up Terry Fox if you've never heard of him, everybody. It's a pretty inspiring story.
Nice. I mean, I already said it. I'm going to be playing Silk Song tomorrow and just probably going to switch back and forth from streaming and editing the next week. With, at least I plan having a big editing day on Saturday the coming week. And I think that's that. That's what's going on. Hopefully it won't take too long for that editing stuff. And then Spooky Ween just around the corner. And who knows what crazy things might happen in Spooky Ween. I mean, there's tons of like recording stuff happening and all that stuff. October's always really busy. So there you have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Thanks for the super chats and all the good stuff.
Yeah,
appreciate it. And yeah, we shall see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Jojo, you want to say something? No, she's being quiet.
Wow. What a good puppy. Okay, bye-bye.
I'm picking her up right in front of the mic. She's not saying nothing. Oh, Jojo.